Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. And I just have the screen already up with our special guest so you can see who it is. You guys know who it is. You know Nader. We've had him on so many times, and he's one of everybody's favorite guests. I know that because everybody always asks me, when's Nader coming back on to show us some new cool TrendSpider stuff? And I know Nader's been busy. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But yeah, here's Nader to show us so many new things. It's so crazy. In fact, listen to this. Here, you got he has his own jingle, guys. Thanks to Luis Rodriguez.
Ooh, yeah. Got Dougie's fresh picks coming live tonight with Nader shining ever so bright. He's got the new AI from TrendSpider to see for your technical analysis. Set your investments free. So don't you dare be late. We're going live on YouTube at 8 o'clock for the hottest tips and the greatest news. It's Dougie's fresh picks. You just can't lose.
So there you go, everybody. And welcome aboard. It is Nader from TrendSpider. There you are, Nader. Look at that. Your own jingle. Thanks to Luis Rodriguez. Thanks, Luis.
That was a beautiful jingle, Luis. Thank you.
That was great, wasn't it? So yeah, Nader's hanging out tonight. He's going to show us all kinds of cool stuff. They just actually launched something new today, as a matter of fact. And it's a little, I'll give you a little preview of what it is, but Nader will talk about it more. But yeah, they have a new options thing available and so many things. You guys know I use the Sidekick now on the show, and I love that thing. I mean, it's so cool what it does. I used it the other day. I used it today. I use it almost every day now. It's become part of my regiment, looking at stocks and asking it questions. It's just so good with the AI. So we'll be talking a lot about that because they've done a lot of new things with that. So Nader will tell us all about that. The TrendSpider store that they have, trading bots. They have so many things going on. So we'll let Nader just kick it off and go to town, and because he's got plenty to talk about. So it's all you, Nader. Take it away.
Well, thank you for having me on, Doug. Markets have been crazy, so I will make this applicable to the market, so you guys can still, get your juice from Dougie, your daily updates for the market. I think Dougie, me and you have a pretty similar approach to the way we view markets. We look at a ton of charts, make decisions quickly, and are pretty intuitive. But we have a lot of new features, and I honestly don't even know where to start because we've added so much since we last talked. But I think the best place to start would be Sidekick, just because it's become such an important aspect of the platform. And for those of you guys who are not familiar with Sidekick yet, it is really the world's first LLM model that's built inside of a trading platform. And it's connected to all of the different types of data that we have, including earnings calls. It can view your charts. It can find charts that look similar to the charts on your screen. It can scan the markets for specific setups that you like, any stocks within 100-week moving average. If that's your setup, if that's your go-to, it can find you all the stocks meeting those conditions right now. And so you can go, get a list. And we'll, demonstrate all of that. But the idea of Sidekick, it lives up to its name, Doug. It's a sidekick. And
it's an assistant for sure.
Yeah, market research and assistant. And the beautiful aspect of Sidekick, and really AI in general, is we're moving towards agentic AI. And really what that means is the AI can do stuff automatically on its own. And you can kind of give it some guidance. So you become more of a director and give it some direction, and it will perform the task. And so right now, some things you can do with Sidekick are scanning for setups, setting alerts across your entire portfolio. And now you can build custom indicators. So you can give it tell it what type of indicator to build. It will build it for you automatically. And we are always adding new stuff. So, it can do a lot of cool stuff, but I'll demonstrate that first. And if you have any questions, Doug, if you get any questions in our Laptop Travel, shout out to Laptop Travel. He's been around.
He was just saying for the viewers, LLM means large language model. So that's all. That's why I flashed it up there while you were talking. That's all. But yeah, Shout out to Luis Rodriguez is hanging out, Laptop Travel, everybody else that's always hanging out. I'm sure there's going to be a ton of people. Like I said, Nader, we always have a ton of people when you're on. So yeah, this is going to be fun, guys. I'm telling you, that Sidekick. I was using it today. Can I just tell you real quick what I was using it for? Let me bring mine up. You can't see it. I'll show you guys in a little bit. But I had it up there today. Here's what I did. I actually, just to give you an idea, find small caps with MACD cross and RSI under 40. Not only did it give that to me, Nader, I was more impressed the fact that it made a list for me, like in the section of TrendSpider, where I could hit the button of it and then pull it up as the chart and see the entire thing. And then it was like, here, just hit this button right here, save it, and this is a new little scanner for you. So it literally was building scanners like this. Like, I mean, before, when I remember when I set all these up, not that it took a really long time because your technology's been great, but it definitely wasn't that fast. I can tell you that right now. That was pretty amazing. I was like, man, I think I'm going to have a ton of new scanners by the end of the week just seeing that. I didn't realize it was doing it that fast and doing things like that. So yeah, just to give you a quick example, guys, I literally did that today, and I'll run that scanner at the end of the show for you guys. So there you go, just to give you an example, Nader, of how amazing it is and how useful it is, and you can use it for anything. I just wanted to touch on that because you were kind of giving that example, and I used it for that example today.
That's awesome. And some people really like using it. I run scanners all the time for my community. I always find setups. I scan for seasonality trends. I scan for a bunch of different types of setups. Really just depends on the market conditions. I think we've had a lot of stocks, dropping over the past few months. So, trying to catch some bottoms. And even this indicator that I have showing up on my screen, shout out to TrendGo. They have been building this for months, and they have an entire collection. But let me just give them a shout out because I think what they are doing is pretty great. And they have this entire trading system basically based on accumulation, a horizon, a pulse. And so they have like an entire system here. I was playing around with their first one, which is accumulation before the market essentially rallies higher. At least you hope it does. And you can see some beautiful signals here, accumulation signals forming before
breakouts for sure.
Yeah, so I think it gives
pretty wild.
Yeah, I think it gives pretty solid signals. But the idea with TrendSpider and why it's so different than other platforms is because of the scan feature. If you can scan for any stocks that are in these accumulation ranges, if that's your go-to, which is the case in the system, then you can scan for those setups, find all those setups today, go through them and see which ones you think will perform the best. Now, let's actually just start just doing some cool stuff with Sidekick. A few things to point out. You have 6 different personalities. You can choose essentially, how you want the AI to think. If you want to think long-term, if you want to think in terms of data. Karen is a bit of a meme. We just kind of to roast you, make fun of you throughout the
process. I didn't even realize it had different personalities like that. I had no idea that was on there.
Yeah, so Karen, neutral, and awesome. Long-term, usually the ones I mess with. I usually like to keep it neutral. It's funny, some people have said it to Karen without knowing, and then it starts roasting them. And so they get all offended. They're like, why would your AI say all these mean things to me? And that's literally the point of
Karen.
That's the point of Karen. So we can mess around with that if you want.
That's awesome.
We have different language models as well: Claude, Gemini, OpenAI. I do recommend using the latest model. We have 4.5, 4.6. Internally in our team, we love Claude. We're very biased towards Claude. I think Claude gives better responses, but you're welcome to play around with all of them. We do have some examples of how Sidekick can be used, explaining backtest results, interpreting the chart that you're seeing, it can actually annotate key levels for you as well, give you bearish and bullish, breakdown of a chart. But let's do some cool agentic stuff because that's really the future of AI, just giving it a task and having it do it for you. And so, one thing that I was very impressed with is setting alerts. Doug, I know you have a Discord community, and I'm sure they really appreciate everything that you do. And if you have this tool, really automating stuff that's very repetitive or time consuming allows you to do a lot more for your community. And so one example is creating alerts across an entire watch list or portfolio. And so if we have a setup such as create alerts across my watch list for any tickers within 1% of the 100-day EMA, if that's your go-to, you just give it that prompt, and now it's going to essentially work with you to set that up. It's going to ask you what type of watch list do you want to set it across. And so let's say you're interested in a specific list. Let's say you're watching semiconductors. You can click on that, click proceed. Now it's going to literally set alerts across my entire semiconductor watch list. And it's also going to roast me at the same time because it's also Karen. So it'll say some hurtful stuff while helping you.
That's hilarious, dude. I got to mess around with that. I love that. That'll be fun on the show.
Now check this out, Doug. It's setting alerts in the top right corner, and it's just going to keep on.
AAOI.
Yeah. So let's see.
ADI.
Now it's saying please confirm. These are the conditions you want, and if you want to confirm, these are the conditions here. If you want to confirm, you tell it to proceed. Now it'll just start doing all of them. And this process was a little modified. It was different the last time I did it, but same idea. It'll just ask you some questions. But look at it just going to work on its own right now. And as you can imagine, very time consuming to do it one at a time for 100 tickers. You tell it to do it, let it just do the work. And so, now you can set up a bunch of alerts, and if you just give it the direction you want it to have.
That's amazing. It just goes through each and every stock ticker on that list. Boom, right there, next one. And that's so incredible. Wow, that's amazing. That's really cool.
Doug, I wanted to set a bunch of alerts. I didn't want the time to sit there and do it one at a time. So I'm very glad that this came out.
You're not kidding.
Yeah. So
so I can literally just throw some stock tickers on this thing, like, hey, create alerts for this list right here for me for the next week, and then it'll just do that. It'll be like whatever you want to do. That's crazy. I'm telling you guys, this thing's nuts. The more I play with this the sidekick, the more I like it. I kind of was playing with it the other day on the show when I was doing the show with Mike, the earnings show, and I actually changed my whole screen around on my TrendSpider after I did the show. I just learned. I was just watching him. I learned like 5 new things that I didn't know about TrendSpider. So yeah, you guys are just absolutely killing it over there with new stuff. Like day and day, like it's just crazy on the daily. Like I said, new options things available, and we'll discuss. It literally just got launched, I think today, or it's coming out tomorrow. I'm not even sure, but it's brand new. And here we are. Look at this thing.
It got launched yesterday evening, but we're planning on announcing it sometime next week. But you have access to it in the platform. So now it's telling you that.
It just did them 20 alerts. That's crazy.
It did 20 alerts. So if you want it, so now it's saying if you want to do batch by batch. So if you want it to continue, it'll do the next 20.
Yeah.
The next 20.
That's amazing. There's Data Vault right there. I see Data Vault on the screen, and Credo and CRUS and a bunch of good ones that we look at sometimes. GSIT, I see right there. So yeah, there's some good ones on these lists. And AMD, that's pretty wild.
AMD, Avgo, ARM, those are all some very strong.
Wow, pretty cool.
So that's only one feature. I'm going to X this out. I'm going to ask it to do something else, and I want it to now build a scanner for me. So let's create a scanner that finds stocks in the S&P 500 on the daily time frame for all for tickers trading. Okay, tickers with a daily candle close below the 100-day EMA, and I want RSI to be increasing, and I want, let's see, what do I want, Doug?
The next 100%.
We can't always catch Palantir.
I can't always tell you that.
At $7, but we can try. We could try with Sidekick. Okay, so it's giving me the conditions here, and let's see what it says.
Yeah, it'll pop up like the scanner, and then it'll tell you all the things. And if you click on them, it'll pull up the charts for you. This is kind of what I was doing earlier. So I'm glad you're showing it right now because, yeah, you can literally just build it, and then it'll ask you to save it. Like before, yeah, that's exactly what it was doing. It was crazy. I was like, holy cow, this is nuts.
Yeah, so it found me 175. Now look at these notes. It even filtered the strong names for me. These are literally the best companies out there. You have the Mag 7, you have Avgo, you have AMD, Palantir. Palantir is very controversial. People think it's overvalued. People think it's $1 trillion, market cap in the future. But it just filters the information for you. But more importantly, it gave you the scan conditions that you wanted. So it gives you some options if you want to narrow it down further, if you want to create alerts, add these tickers to your watch list. So, you can just keep on performing tasks here. But really my goal was to find specific setup. And so specific tickers with the setup that I gave it, which is 100-day EMA, a close below 100-day EMA, plus rising RSI. And so, these are the notable names. There's also 175 other tickers here. But this just makes it so much easier because you don't need any coding experience. As long as you can type out a prompt and give it some type of direction, it's really all the skills that you need.
And honestly, that's like all AI is just know the right way to do a prompt. I mean, if it's all about prompts, that's all it is. If you learn the prompts and how to actually speak to it the right way, what you really want it to do, and you know how to actually translate it to what that's looking for to to figure out the information, you'll master AI. It's all prompts. So yeah, just mess with it. And then that just shows you a great example, like Nader saying, you don't have to have any skill whatsoever, coding or anything. He literally just typed in like curl up the MACD MRSI below 40 and give me a scanner. And the next thing you know, you got a scanner. It's like insane. Like you couldn't even do that a year. Like you could do that 6 months ago, guys. I mean, it's so insane what the technology just every single couple months is just like so much better. And that's why I say you guys keep up on it really, really well because it's always evolving and your R&D department is like on fire over there. Like Dan's always doing something as the CEO. He always has something working in the works to make the company better. And I love it because it's always, you always have a new experience coming out as something else is getting better with AI. You guys are also doing it, have something to go along with it. So it's awesome, just like the Sidekick. So great to see that.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I mean, I work here. I'm having a hard time keeping up with all the updates. I can't imagine how it is for our partners and our users. But I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm glad to see all the progress. Some people have been critical of other platforms like TradingView because they really haven't made much changes to their platform, especially with all the AI there's so much AI tools right now, and you don't really see any of that on trading view. And so
Mhm. Yeah, it's the
you know,
same as it's always been.
yeah, it's been the same for the past 3 years, whereas so much technological change has taken place. Now with agentic AI, this is like an AI employee that for those of you following the Claw bot and all that, all those trends, like these are AI that will work for you. And so
Mhm.
you can, you know, just give it the task and go focus on something else. Like if I want to set 100 alerts, instead of spending an hour or 2 hours doing that, I can ask Sidekick to do that and then go focus on something else in the meantime. So that's really where we're trending to right now. Um, but as far as Sidekick, a new thing that we just added is the ability to build custom indicators.
Hmm.
We technically already have that under our custom indicator editor here. If you go here, we have a button right here that says create a new indicator code using AI. You could just give it a prompt like create 3 EMA levels, 9 EMA, 21 EMA, and 100 EMA. Color them red, blue, and black. Now there's two different options: use Sidekick Agent or generate a code. This used to be the old feature. Let me just turn off my other beautiful indicators here.
Mhm.
And for those of you wondering why my candlesticks look like this, it is something called Go No Go, um, which we have a free version on TrendSpider. Doug, have you had the chance to play around with it before?
No, I didn't play around with that.
So I like this one. It's a proprietary indicator. We don't know the conditions of how it works. All we know is the use case. And the use case is if it's in a bullish trend, it's uh, either light green or blue. If it's in a bearish trend, it's purple or pink. And if it's transitioning between a bullish or bearish trend or vice versa, you see some orange. So this
Hmm.
is where the trend starts to shift. So you had a bullish trend here, flips to bearish, starts trending down. So you can visually see the trends and kind of match it up with other things. But one use case here of what I really like is when you have a very bullish chart like Nvidia, my strategy is just to buy on the purples
Yeah.
because it rarely has dips and these dips get bought up. And so if Nvidia were to drop here and start turning purple, that would be an area where I would consider buying. So some people like
Interesting.
to, yeah, some people like to wait for a confirmation, like a shift, where it shifts from purple to orange, and then they'll buy. Others would, just buy in the purple. Like my approach would probably be buy in the purple and wait, because Nvidia is a great company. It will go back up eventually. So
Absolutely.
if I can just think long term, buy the dip and wait. Um, but it is a great indicator. Are you familiar with the CMT Association?
No, what's that?
So the CMT Association, they give certifications for technical analysis. It's a very well respected, um, you know, um, title to have. If you're an analyst, if you have a CMT, there's CMT level 1, 2, 3. So if you're a CMT level 3, that means you've really mastered technical analysis,
Huh.
and you pass 3 levels. That's the highest level you can get. So the CMT Association, they actually want that one of their founders has built this tool on TrendSpider, and
Oh, wow.
so yeah, so he's very skilled with technical analysis, very skilled with market analysis in general, and so this is a tool that he's brought onto TrendSpider, and his paid version of this is $500 a year. This is a free version that anybody can access, but this is definitely one that I like. So I just wanted to mention it because if
What is
you're
it called?
wondering, go, no go.
Go, no go.
So you got to keep it simple, Doug. It's either a go or it's a no go.
Yeah, go, no go. I like it. That's easy to remember. I can remember that.
Yes, if
Go,
you
no.
want to check it out, just type go no go under indicators, or you can
Mm-hmm.
type in GNG, and you'll find it. This is it. But if you want to check it out, it's free. It's on there. Um, but I got a bit sidetracked just from the colors of the candles. But what what I was trying to say is, if you want to build something, if you're a creator, or if you like multiple indicators and you want to combine them, you can just generate it by describing what you want to build, and you can click generate a code, and now it will draw the indicator for you and build the script for you in the back at the same time. And all you have to do is click accept. Now I'm not seeing this on here, so let me try this again. Now I don't see it on my screen. I'm going to say I don't see the email level on my chart. You can literally just talk to it in a very basic way, and it will fix this mistake. Now let's see.
AI is sometimes smart.
Let me see if it's a color issue. Oh, you know what? I'm the dumb one, Doug. You know why? I don't have it turned on.
Meh.
Do I? Hold on. Let's see. Okay, let me try it again here. That is 3 EMA level, 9 EMA, 21, and 100. Color them red, blue, and black. Let's click generate code.
And let's do it. Let's
Let's
see.
see. All right, there we go.
There
I don't
it
know
is.
what happened the first time, but anyway, you have the code here, you have the indicator here, so you can combine multiple indicators. One thing that I've seen people do is like flash a buy, type in like, give me a buy signal anytime I get a breakout above an EMA level, like a specific cross up to 8 crosses up above the 21 or whatever your go-to is. So we can make changes here, add a buy signal on the screen anytime the 9 EMA crosses up above the 21, add a sell signal anytime the 9 crosses below the 21. So you can just keep on playing with it like this, and if it makes any errors, kind of like how it did, I couldn't see it, you can just tell it to like just work with it back and forth, let it know, what you're trying to do, what you can't do, what you're seeing, what you're not seeing. Even with like if you have tables forming, how you want it to look and don't want it to look. But let's see. The idea here, you can now do this in agentic form with Sidekick. So if I delete this, if I don't want to do all this manual work, I can just go to Sidekick and say create a custom indicator that displays 3 EMA levels, 9, 21, and 100 EMA. Color them red, blue, and black. Display by annotation when the 9 crosses up above the 20. Now let's see. Now it'll go to work for you with building it, and you can still go back and forth with this. It's really just 2 different routes. The other one was kind of the old route. Now with the new Sidekick features, it can just start doing it, and it gives you the plan of what it's doing as well. It's kind of a step-by-step process.
Yeah, no, this is crazy awesome. And just so many different avenues to go down to choose exactly which way you want to get to whatever you want to get to. And there's a lot of things in the market you can figure out, or, indicators and whatever you want to look at. This does make it a lot easier to really put things together. That's for sure. I mean, this is nuts. How crazy is this thing?
Yeah, one thing that's really cool too is Sidekick has access to our documentation. So it is like a little customer support agent as well. We do have customer support you can contact here with the contact us button. But if you wanted to learn something like how do I build a scanner, you can ask it and it'll give you a step by step process. But now it can do it for you as well. So instead of you kind of figuring out how to do it, it will just do it.
That's awesome. Love it. So yeah, now it's way easier to build scanners and everything else, guys. All you got to do is be able to type a prompt, and it'll do it for you now. So you don't have to waste time and go through like the other feed. Not that it took that long, but it took a little longer than it takes to do this. That's for sure. When I was making the scanners on here, this definitely makes it easier. We'll put it that way. So yeah, you don't have to
Yeah.
have any skill except typing. You just got to be able to type.
Yeah. And you see, I added these buy signals here as well. They're a little hard
Oh
to
yeah, the
see.
green guys. Yep.
Yeah, so that's what I was trying to do. Maybe it added it before I couldn't see them. They're a little small. You can also go back and forth, tell it the buy signal is too small, make it larger. Um, so if I want to do that, I can say uh, the buy annotation is too small, make it more visible, please. And so it'll try to fix it. And so, you can build pretty complex stuff in under an hour. We are now it totally changed it into a little triangle as well. So I guess it's trying to make it more visible that way. But there's a lot of cool stuff you can do, with agentic AI. So we're bringing that with Sidekick. Some other use cases, if you're doing a lot of back testing, you can have Sidekick analyze your back test result, ask it for recommendations. Where should I put my stop loss? What indicators can I use to improve my strategy? And so, the possibilities really just depend on you and what you're trying to do. So we encourage people to just test its limits. And so I'm sure we'll keep on building, expanding on it from here. But I think it's pretty impressive how far it's gone so far.
There's a question from Laptop Travels. He said, "Can you insert those buy signals like this, like these, but red and green? Can you do that? Like the triangles that you had on there? Can you put arrows and stuff? I'm sure you probably can. Just say to make a red and green arrow, right?
Yeah, you can do that. I've seen that. We have some indicators on the store that do that. It's probably me just not giving the best prompt, to be honest.
Mhm.
But either way, you go back and forth. You just view what you're viewing and describe it. Like the first prompt, I told it annotation, um, display buy signal on my chart. I wasn't too specific. I could say place a buy annotation. It's only as good as the way I describe it. What we are doing is we are working on a bunch of Sidekick prompts that will be up on the website, and it will be
Nice.
for different functions. There will be one like you can, just go to Sidekick, go to coding, or go to alerts. It will give you sample prompts that you can copy paste or use as examples, so you know how to give it a good prompt. We're just here kind of horsing around, showing what it can do. But if you're trying to take it seriously, you can get it to focus on what you're trying to make it do.
And I'll give everybody a little tip on AI as well if you want to do this. It definitely works for almost anything. If you're using, and it's nice to use different AIs. If you're using this AI and you want to figure out a good prompt and you kind of know what you're doing, go into like ChatGPT and just say, create me a prompt for this. And then get it to do that for you to make a prompt, and it'll actually write a prompt, and then you'll have somewhere to start with it, and you can tweak it from there, and then you can go into the Sidekick and mess with it and then tweak that. So you can always use other AIs to make you a prompt for other things. I do it all the time. It works out pretty well. So just use that as a little shortcut as well. So if you're getting stumbled up and like, oh, I don't know how to write this prompt right, ask AI to write the damn prompt for you. That's what it's there for, right? So I do it all the time. I do that, and then I tell it to explain everything like I'm in fifth grade, and I swear my AIs are trained to like talk to me like I'm in fifth grade, and that's the way it works. But it explains everything to me well, so I understand. So it works out great. AIs, you use it as a tool to benefit what you're doing. So yeah, that's something you can do.
Yeah, Doug, it seems like we're trending towards us getting dumber and the AI getting smarter,
You're not kidding.
and us getting lazier, the AI working harder.
Well, yeah, well, I think Elon has this whole thought that like robots are going to run the world and nobody's going to need to make money anymore. I mean, Elon's the man. I just don't see this happening, but that would be nice. I'm not going to lie, but I guess if your robots can go work for it, I don't know. I don't get it. Like, are they going to go do everything? And then how many are you going to have? How are you going to afford all this? Like Laptop Travel says, his daughter's like 8 or what is she, 9 laptops. She has this whole dream of having like these robots having lemonade stands and making her money. She can go hang out and trade stuff. I mean, I guess these kids do have these like aspirations and dreams that we've just never thought about because she's 9, yeah, and this is her dream. So I've never really thought of anything like that because the robots were like the Jetsons to us. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't thinking it was really going to ever do something for me, and now all of a sudden you got robots doing things for you. So I don't know. Maybe it will happen, but anyway. It is just all fascinating how fast this is all going with robots, AI, and everything else. And yeah, you got to apply it to everything you're doing, obviously, and of course the markets. And TrendSpider's been doing an amazing job. Like I said in the beginning, they just keep up with it. Like their R&D department's incredible. And I know Dan's constantly doing things. He's the CEO. He's always building something over there. The guy's he's a genius, that dude, clearly. So yeah, he does a great job keeping the company like always doing something new and always up on AI. He seems to be ahead of the curve all the time. So that's what I was trying to say earlier, actually. You guys are always ahead of the curve with AI because as soon as something gets launched with AI, you kind of already up with it and have something going along with it as well. So it is really cool. And so, yeah, there you go. Just a little something while you were transitioning right there to your next little segment, Nader. So you can take it away and show us what else you have on your on the TrendSpider here.
Yeah, Doug. As far as the innovation goes, definitely a lot of credit to Dan. He's just really passionate. TrendSpider started off as like a passion project for him. He says it all the time. Like I'm amazed by how many people, by what this has become, and how many people use TrendSpider. He loves to trade. Oh, I feel like a lot of people just love the markets, have a hard time getting away from it. We like to stay updated. But the idea is, TrendSpider was designed really his dream platform, similar to Elon's daughter. Dan kind of went the direction of what can I add on my platform? What are the latest and hottest features? And so that's kind of the vision, and we keep on expanding with that. I always say we're very fortunate to have all these AI resources at our fingertips. I was born in 1990. I've kind of seen the transition. I saw the launch of the first, like the early phones, the smartphones. Like we're advancing very quickly, and
Crazy.
yeah, and if this was like 20 years ago, this technology was slow. You could hardly access the internet. Like you have the world at your fingertips. You have AI working for you. You have a lot of things that you can do. So,
just to piggyback on that, not to cut you off, but like guys like Laptop Travel that are a little bit older and they've been trading for a long time, And, like, you just got to think about this. Like, Laptop Travel used to have to pick up a phone and call up a broker and like put in a trade back in the day. Like, they didn't have E-Trade, they didn't have any of this stuff. They didn't have a computer to even do it. And like, you would read the newspaper, get the newspaper or like the New York Times or whatever, the Wall Street Journal, get that delivered to your house. Go through your stock info, call up your broker, and put the things in. Yeah, Laptop Travel. He just put his phone up right like that. So yeah, I'm not kidding. And now you have you have Webull that trades 24/7 practically. I mean, it's insane. Obviously, crypto does, but what did they say? 24/5 is Webull. And yeah, you Barons. Yeah, you were calling Baron, you were reading Barons and trying to figure out what stocks you were gonna pick right there, Laptop Travel. So yeah, it's come a long way. But the technology sped up so fast with AI, and I tell you, I've been working on an AI project, and it's just crazy how fast. Like every couple months, they seem to just update this AI stuff, and it just goes like tenfold faster. It's crazy, but yeah, it's not going to end because the demand's there, and you can see all these companies. You guys know, everyone that listens to the show knows. For the last 2 years, I've been saying, what is anybody going to do for a job? Because I'm telling you, we could do everything through AI that anyone could do, unless you're like a plumber, HVAC worker, mechanic. They're about the only people that could keep their jobs. Everything else is going to be done through AI. Look at Meta. Everybody's cutting like 20% of their workforce. And that's just the start, guys. I mean, let's face it. If they're cutting 20%, another 20% is going to be coming around the corner. So, yeah, you're going to see all these massive layoffs. Nobody's going to work. And AI is going to do everything, just like we're looking at it right now. And we can type in to AI on TrendSpider, and it can build us a little scanner in like 3 seconds, guys. It's quite amazing what we're watching, the technology right before our eyes. But the one thing you do, you have to take advantage of it. That's what we have to do. And that's why, obviously, we have Nader on to show us all these crazy things that TrendSpider is taking advantage of. But yeah, you got to be keeping up on AI, because if you're not right now, you're just going to get like blown away. You're going to be completely lost. It just constantly is so much faster and faster. I know people that don't even use it yet, and I'm like, what are you guys talking? You're like, you don't use AI at all? Like, what are you waiting for? It's like it'll improve everything you're trying to do. Obviously, you don't like write your papers with it if you're a student, but you use it to better your life. So, and that's what we're doing here. We're using it to better our lives with the stock market.
Yeah, definitely. And you have to use the best tools that are available to make the best decisions. Otherwise, you're getting left behind. And that's something that I appreciate being at TrendSpider, because I'm a trader myself. I'm an investor myself. I like to, you know, I like seeing all these new features. I'm learning a bunch of skills. But really, I think the best skill to have is learning how to direct AI and get things done with AI. And the more work you can do through that process, the better. Like even your thumbnails, your video generation now, images, you have analysis. So, there's so many use cases. Um, a couple other things that we've added. One that's really cool is sector rotation. It's very applicable to what we're seeing right now in the market, because we're seeing a lot of rotation with oil. Oil markets have gone crazy from the Iran war. And so the idea of a sector rotation chart is you have these different indexes here. You can see where the money is flowing.
Where? How do you get to that?
So you can find these on our store. I'll show you two. I'll show you two things on our store that are new. One is sector rotation chart. I usually just go to Google. I type in TrendSpider store, and it's the first one that comes up here. And then we have a lot of different things on here. A lot of free stuff, a lot of paid stuff. It really just depends on what you want. We also have a search bar here to make it easy to find stuff. In this case, I'm just going to search for sector rotation, and you'll see a couple different options here. But this is the one And you'll see, you'll see who launched
that.
it. Yeah, it says TrendSpider is a developer, so that's our own, tool that we publish on our store. And anything we publish is always going to be free. We always try to just bring more value to our platform with more features. The idea here is you can see the different sectors, see which sectors are leading, which ones are lagging. This is a breakdown of what they are: energy, materials, consumer staples, healthcare. But all you have to do is click add to TrendSpider, and then it will get added. I already did that earlier today, so I'm already subscribed. And once you add it, you go to indicators here. You do want to highlight this, turn it green by clicking it. And then if you type in sector rotation, you'll find a sector rotation chart. And then click add. Before adding, you can choose which sectors you're interested. Which sectors you want. So you can check them off, which ones you want to show. And then you can also choose the size, the time frame, and the size, if you want a large chart or a small chart. I usually go with large weekly, and so it will build you something like this. And you can zoom in and out here as well, so if you want to zoom in. But what we're seeing lately is energy has been leading, XLE. And the idea here is you have 4 different quadrants. Your axis, you have relative strength on your horizontal axis, and RS momentum. Let me see what RS. Let me make sure I'm giving the right information here. Okay, so we have relative momentum. So we have relative strength and relative momentum. So the key difference is relative strength is which ones are outperforming, which ones are underperforming. And so over here, the ones on the right are outperforming. The ones on the left tend to be underperforming. The ones that are on top tend to have momentum that's improving, and the ones on the bottom tend to have momentum that's deteriorating. So that's the difference between relative strength, which is on the bottom, and relative momentum. And so essentially, where's your momentum? Now, the idea here, the best way to interpret this, the top right is the strongest. It's leading, and it's leading quickly. It's got momentum. If it's here, it's leading, but it's still showing some, like, a loss in momentum. So it's in the lead and might lose its lead next week. But these ones as well, the ones that kind of spike up here, they're improving, but a lot of what I'm seeing a lot in this market is a lot of volatility. You see a lot of squiggles.
It's a lot of all over the place, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, oil's been extremely volatile. It spikes up. Some news comes out, it's bullish. Some news comes out an hour later, it's bearish. So, you can call it manipulation. You can call it whatever you want. But the idea here, you can analyze the sectors, see what's showing the most strength, and you want to capture that transition early on. So if you can identify a flow, if healthcare starts to show strength next week, and you think there is a reason for that, then you can look for healthcare setups. In this case, I think it's just very obvious. You have a war that's causing a lot of damage to energy infrastructure, and so you're clearly seeing a lot of strength to go along with it as well. And so if you're interested in analyzing the sectors, you can modify them as well by going to the indicator here and adjust the different ones you want to see. So if you only want to look at specific ones, just show them, click apply, and then you'll view it again. But that's one of the new features that we added. And this is called sector rotation charts. It's free. You can go to our store, download and use it. The other one we added as well is called orb strategy. Now orb stands for opening range breakout. And what that means is, and one thing that I learned, the first 5 minutes of market open tends to have a lot of volume.
Oh yeah.
Usually a lot of volume out of the gate. Now the way that orb works, I'm going to hide this sector rotation chart here. I'm going to turn on my orb. Now when you're using orb, you want to use it on a short time frame. I have my weekly on. I want to change it to, let's do 5 minutes. Now the way that orb works is the opening, it's called opening range breakout. So it'll give you clear ranges and it'll give you a long or short setup based off that range. And essentially just giving you direction at market open. And this is New York time. And so we have, I guess now we have 4 different sessions, New York, London, Asian, and Globex. But we initially started off with New York. Seems like we expanded to 4. These are the different time frames as well. And so just gives you some key levels to monitor based on these different time zones. So I have mine set up for New York, but if you are trading in Asia, or if you're curious about any moves at the market open from the Asian market, you can adjust your settings for that. But it will give you key levels to monitor. And that time, Doug, you'll see some clear, like right over here, you get a clear bounce off of this level.
So you could put the Qs in there and put that on there for the Qs?
Yeah, any ticker. So
QQQ, yeah. Oh,
and if you're feeling really lucky, you can go SQQQ, TQQQ. I'm just messing around. But yeah, you can use any ticker, just change the time frame. It's an indicator. You can apply it to different tickers. But you can see pretty clear levels, like right here, a solid bounce off of this level here. And then some rejections right here as well, immediately after. So you can kind of just turn it on, play around with the levels, see how the price action is interacting. But it will give you a biased direction as well. And I did find that it gave pretty good signals for NVIDIA. Gave a long recommendation here, gave a short recommendation here, a short recommendation here, a long recommendation here that kind of chopped. It did go up in the end, but it did kind of chop. But pretty accurate for this. I usually like to just visually see, is it working for this ticker? Is it something I should apply for the ticker? And so, so yeah, if you like it, you can turn it on. If you're interested in key levels at market open, you don't have to be a day trader. You can maybe look for a buy opportunity, a sell opportunity. If you're looking to buy or sell, just turn it on. And this is a free indicator. It's actually an entire free collection as well. So let me go to collections here. Let me I missed it. I just passed it here. So orb trading strategy. Now we talked about the power of the scanners. You can scan for those setups as well. So you can scan for a long setup at market open. And what I would do, I'll show you guys the step-by-step process. Very quick process. Click add to TrendSpider. Click accept after you review the terms and conditions and agree to all the terms and conditions.
All that good stuff.
I'm just joking around. But all you do is go to scanner here. And it's a little hard to see. There's an arrow right here. Once I get to it, it pops up. But if I type in orb, Now this is my scanner. And the way that a scanner works, the manual process, you give it a name. So this is a orb trading strategy long, and then you choose what you want to scan. So if you, this is set for S&P 500. I like to use composites because composites have a larger sample size.
A lot of stocks, yeah.
Yeah, 3,200 in the Nasdaq composite.
Yep.
But depends on you. You know, you might like Nasdaq, you might like tech. We have you can search by sector as well. Semis. You want to look at restaurants. So you know, it's really a lot of options. Different sectors. Nasdaq financial, Nasdaq insurance. So whatever you like to trade. Doug, you mentioned small caps. You were looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also have filters by market cap size. So under 100 million if you want. You know, different ranges as well. But whatever you like, I'm just going to do composite here. And once you choose that, you have two different options as well. You can choose if you want extended hours included or not. If you're scanning pre-market, you would want to turn this on. So if you're up, you know, 30 minutes before market open and you're running the scanner, make sure you turn this on because it's going to scan the extended hours, pre-market, post-market. And then this includes the current candle. Now we're looking at 5-minute candles. So it's going to include the current 5-minute candle. Otherwise, you're scanning the previous 5-minute candle and you might be delayed. Now, all you do is click scan and it'll give you a list. And one thing that you can do as well, Doug, you might not have checked this out yet, but there's these 3 circles here.
Yeah.
If you click on that,
Can't you clone it?
It will allow you to manage the column.
Oh, wow. Maybe
So
I never did that.
Yeah, so you can adjust if you want these, if you want the different orb levels, if you want year-to-date change, which would be good given the market conditions, right? If you want to know which stocks are up for the year, which stocks are down, you can do that.
Cool.
Yeah, so you can adjust these, adjust a bunch of different orb targets as well. So 1R, 2R, 3R in both directions. But you can also filter these. So if you care about year-to-date change, maybe looking for the tickers with the lowest, you know, the best dip opportunity to buy.
The most beat down ones. There you go.
Yeah.
PCL.
Or if you love to FOMO and you love to buy tops, you can filter for the ones that have already.
You're looking at BGIN.
Then you're looking at BGIN. So you can just make it filter this faster, find the ones you want faster. Percent change will show you the recent change over the past day. Really depends on what you like, but these are the ones that I found. Now, if I click on it, I can visually see what those setups look like. And a lot of these are pretty volatile small cap names here. But let's see. Let's find some. Let's find some decent ones here. Yeah, these are some crazy looking tickers here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I probably wouldn't take any of these, to be honest, but if you wanted to, if you have your go-to ticker, if you like to trade Tesla or any of those other names. By the way, Doug, I don't know if you've noticed this as well. If you click on this time icon here, it will turn on extended hours for you.
Oh, hold on one second. I have to keep changing our view, but that's all right. Which one is it?
That little time icon right over
here. Yeah, okay. That's the extended. Okay, gotcha.
That'll turn extended hour. So you can see the price action, the levels, and you might spot some trends. I like to look at post-market as well. Sometimes you see a lot of sell-offs during post-market or rallies during post-market. But you know, you have your key levels to monitor. It'll give you a bias. It'll tell you if it's long or short. But yeah, if you guys like this, you want to turn it on, you can find it on the store. You can scan for it. We also have strategies as well for orb. Let me go back to orb. So we have some strategies that you can use as well. If you want to apply the strategy to any ticker, you can do that as well.
Nice. Wow, that's a lot of cool stuff added right there. Especially
Yeah.
for that beginning of the day, because you're right. I mean, them first 5 to 15 minutes are just crazy every single day. We watch it every morning in the Discord, obviously, and we're doing live trading, so we're all over it, picking the cues. And now and then, we've been pretty good the last 3 days, crushing them. But literally last night, I said the market was going to go up in the morning, and then this morning, I said at 10:30 it was going to reverse. It did exactly that at 10:30 today. That was a pretty good one right there. So we got that one nailed down. I know Laptop Travel had called that too today, and yeah, we were having a good time. But about this Laptop Travel, we'll have to bring this thing up and see what the cues look like on these levels. So yeah, thanks for that right there, Nader. What else do you have to show us? I mean, there's just too much to show us, to be honest with you. But
Yeah,
is there anything else in particular that you had in mind?
We have to do a part 2. There's not enough time to.
And then a 3, a 4, and a 5 probably. It's really that much stuff. Like you said, the options are valid. Can you give us a little sneak peek about that? Because I didn't even look at it today.
Yeah, so I was telling you, there's 2 more things I can show you.
Yeah, sure. Take your time.
So one of them, very easy to use, which I like. I like when we have tools that make it super easy for users. It's deep research. So all you have to do is start off your Sidekick prompt with deep research, and you give it the prompt. One thing that I think is a fascinating topic is the Iran war and which energy stocks are bullish and bearish from the ongoing geopolitical conflict. And so deep research, oil and energy tickers that are bullish and bearish from the recent geopolitical conflict, specifically the Iran war and U.S. seizure of Venezuela's oil. Now, I think these are two very big events that are reshaping a lot of the market in a lot of different ways. So you can do deep research. The idea of deep research is researching multiple tickers, but just give it the prompt that works for you. For me, this is what I like to do. This is how I like to put it to work. Instead of going and thinking about all these different tickers that might be benefiting, might be hurting, let me ask it and let's see what it says, and then I'll go from there. And so it's a great research tool. And so let's see what it does. And I mentioned it's connected to a bunch of things like news, option data, earnings calls. So it's taking all of that information to give you its recommendation, basically.
Yeah,
and it'll tell you what it's doing. So it's saying fetching news, fetching a list of symbols for a specific index. And so if you are not happy with what it's doing, or if it's looking at something that you're not happy with, you can give it better guidance, like add fundamentals, things like that. Now, I do have Karen setting on, so it might hurt some feelings. But it's giving you an idea, some context of the news, which you might not be fully in the loop if you're working, as people are like busy working, doing things. So it's a great way of staying updated. Now it's telling you which tickers have been bullish, the percent change since the start of the war, and why it thinks that it's been bullish. So just a quick breakdown of all of them. One of the recommendations that I got from this was COP. wasn't really on my radar. Also hasn't rallied as much compared to these other ones. But we'll give you a breakdown of why it'll also give you a recommendation why refiners will be the best winner. And so it's giving you it's thought that VLO, MPC, PBF, PSX will benefit, and it's explaining that they don't ship through the Strait of Hormuz, which everyone knows has been a hot topic. It's been closed, disrupting the global oil supply. Now it's giving you bearish tickers as well,
Hmm.
and it's letting you know why. It's telling you um, basically their operations are disrupted. They can't operate in the region from this disclosure. And same problem, it's a major revenue source that's being disrupted. And so it will steer you away from the ones that are being hurt and give you recommendations of the ones that are likely to benefit. And so you can make what you want with that information. It's not here to give you financial advice, but if you're comfortable shorting or maybe doing a deeper dive, um, I like to do deep dives on tickers sometimes, like Netflix. I was very curious with the ongoing Warner Brothers. I did a lot of deep
Mhm.
dive with Netflix.
You
You
and me
can,
both. I do a segment about that almost every day. I'm like fascinated by. I'm fascinated. Netflix is going to get over $3 billion to walk away from the deal. I think they still win. I mean, that's so crazy.
yeah, the deal was hurting it. I feel, but I don't know. We'll see. Netflix is a giant.
Hmm.
I think they'll be fine regardless.
Yeah, they're
Uh,
fine.
One thing that I love as well, it draws charts for you as well. So it gave me a visual breakdown. Um, I come from an academic background, um, teaching background, and there are people that learn visually. There are people that learn reading long content. People learn in a lot of different ways. So the ability to have a mix of different things, even asking it to give me like, I don't want to read all of this. Give me be straightforward. Give me a short bullet point list of the key points. So you're the director. Whatever you want. If you want more visuals, ask it to create more visuals. But it's letting you know that XLE is up only 3.5%, and raw oil is up 40%. So it thinks that the biggest issue is that XLE contains these oil field services that are being hurt by the current situation. So that's probably something you wouldn't have figured out on your own, or maybe you'll have to sift through the news and figure that out. But just having it as a resource to kind of guide you, give you information, um, definitely super helpful. Now we'll tell you things as well, like the key decisions that or key predictions that Wall Street's making. I personally don't like to follow this, but if it's something that you want, if you want analyst targets, if you want Wall Street targets, you can ask it to incorporate that. One thing I would be more interested in would be options flow. So I can now direct it
Mhm.
to option flow. So give me a breakdown of their unusual options flow. Which have the most bullish bet and most bearish bet, and I can give it a time frame. So by the end of April 2026. So give it whatever information is valuable to you. I'm thinking long term. I want 5 years, or I'm thinking next month. I need it to go up now, or I'm getting margin called. you know, give it whatever information you want.
Yeah, that's fascinating right there. I didn't even realize. There's a lot of things you don't even think about that you could use it for, like certain like something like this, like the options and like how much volumes on certain things, like you're saying. It's important the options flows. You can learn a lot from that. I know Lewis Rodriguez pays attention to it. I never did before until him, and yeah, it does tell you a lot of stuff right there. Them options. Um, I mean, people put the money goes where the money's going to be making money. We all know that. So if you can follow the money, you're usually doing okay. It's not always 100%, but if you see large option flows in something, you should be probably checking it out and seeing why. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it, you have really three different options. You can follow. Also, Doug, this is giving me a breakdown of the new options data that we just added. I mentioned we added it last night, so it's giving me a bullish call premiums, bearish put call premiums, and it's drawing a visual representation here. But give me a breakdown of the most bullish option flow. We see Oxy with pretty large XOM. I think XOM is great. It is one of my favorite oil or energy trade. Yeah. Even though I pump at Shell, I pump at Shell, but I invest with Exxon.
It's all good.
But yeah, you can get a breakdown. It will tell you the most, giving you takeaways. Hal is the most bearish. Oxy is the most aggressively bullish.
No one likes Halliburton.
Yeah, what I was saying as well, you can either bet on the people that are just giving price target, which anybody can have an opinion, or you can bet on the ones that are literally risking millions of dollars in options, whether it's a hedge or conviction in a specific direction. Other option would be you can also bet on Congress. Members of Congress have a lot of insider info. There's a lot of corruption, and they're making a ton of money in the market. We have option Congress data as well. And so if you go to what's happening now, you can actually track what they're buying and selling. We even have Pelosi even has her own tracker as well. You can track all her purchases here and sales. And one thing that I really like, a couple things I really like about this, you can track you can track her returns right here. So you can see what she's down on, which positions are up, which positions are down. And you can filter them as well. If you want them filtered from biggest win to biggest losses, you can filter by dates. You can add a bunch of filters here. So if I want to look at a specific symbol, like all her NVIDIA purchases, I can do that as well. And click apply. And so, if you care about something specific, or if you want to just find something like this, find me all tickers that members, which tickers are members of Congress buying the most in March. So something as simple as that, it will give you a breakdown of that.
That's a great prompt to run. I'm not going to lie. I like it.
Yeah, so these are things I do mainly just out of curiosity. And this is Karen, so of course it's going to give you attitudes.
That's so funny too.
It's sighing at you and it's letting you know. But yeah, and it's telling you that he's down 8% on this position, but it is a small position, $1,000 for a member of Congress that's likely to make.
Doesn't look like much of Congress is buying anything right now. That should tell you something right there, I guess.
Yeah, what are they selling? Look for large volume only, $1 million plus. It would be interesting if it's a long list of sales.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Oh, Verizon. There's some Verizon getting sold off. They're not even big orders either.
Yeah, it's telling me it couldn't find any that are above $1 million. Everything so far that's been disclosed has been between 1,000 to 50K, and it's giving you the positions as well. But one thing that it's saying that our issue is that they're disclosing their purchases late.
Yep.
So even though we're halfway into March, sometimes they'll make a decision and they'll disclose it late. So look at this. The date of the transaction was September 16th. She disclosed it essentially a month later in October 14th. So it's not finding any, and it's telling you, it's giving you the direction and telling you, I'm not finding anything because they're late, they're lagging on their disclosure. And so that's funny. It's giving you some guidance.
It's pretty wild, huh? Yeah, I love that sidekick. That's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Some good stuff right there.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. Dougie, do you trade options?
What's that? I'm sorry.
Do you trade options?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Okay. We added option data. Now you can actually do a lot of cool stuff. You can create options indicators. You can create option scanners. A lot of things you can do with options. But
That'll
the
be
way
fun.
the way to find it, you should have access to it now as well, Doug. Do you see option data on the bottom of your screen?
Let me go over here and take a quick look at it, and let me scroll it up so I can see options data. I do see that right there, and
All right,
an
perfect.
options chain or an options map. Yeah.
So I have both up here. We can cover
Yeah.
one at a time. This is an option map. You can customize it as you'd want. It's essentially just looking at open interest. You can, once you open this, let me actually just start from the beginning. You'll see option chain, options map. It gives you a breakdown here. Detailed view for a given expiration. Displays multiple metrics at a time. And so here, if you're interested in an options grid, you can choose the expiration date here, and you can view the key levels and kind of monitor where the puts are, where the calls are. And we do have some options tools that will visually add these levels onto your chart as well. One of the big ones we've had was Mentor Q. And so over here, and we also have Spot Gamma as well. But we'll add the key levels for you as well to monitor so you can visually see where the levels are. And you can also scan for them as well. So if there's specific things you want, this actually wouldn't apply. This is just an R-ball scanner. But we do have as well Mentor Q, which is really great as well. But I imagine now that we launched option data in our platform, we'll see a lot more unique options tools being added. But here just gives you key levels to monitor.
Nice.
They have a description of the levels. I personally don't trade options, so I don't follow this. But if you're trading options, you want to use these tools. Specific scans as well. Scan for specific setups. So if you want to do that, you have all these tools. Just click on them, click download to use. But going back here, you just get a visual representation of the strike price, kind of where the bets are being placed on both sides. And the other one, more of a map, you can kind of see the dark areas, visually see where most of the bets are
Where the
being
big
placed.
numbers are. That works out well like that. I like that thing right there. That helps out. Makes
I
it
think
real quick and easy.
Yeah, I think this is great. You can see most of the money is coming in on March 20th for Tesla. So you can see when a lot of options contracts are expiring. You can see what levels there are. Like this level right here, $400 is a key level. A lot of bets being placed here. Now, if we switch over to a different ticker like QQQ, we'll see a lot more bets being placed here. We identify a couple different key levels here: 600, 610, 615. So a lot of different levels. You can monitor a lot of dates. That March 20 date is pretty big as well. April 17th is starting to stack up as well. So just gives you extra information to make better decisions. Doug, I guess what would you use this for?
I actually like the options part where it shows you like just like what we're looking at right here. So you can see the influx of how many what your biggest blocks of options are on the date, and do it real quick because now I kind of have to do it and go like day by day if I want to look at them. This shows you all the way up until like next two couple years, right? Yeah, I mean that's like 2 years. So I won't even look that far, but I would look out like a couple months, and then obviously like they're weekly, so you can see which week you have the biggest numbers on, and it does tell you a lot of information right there when you see these big blocks, unless it's just one person buying them or one institution. But a lot of times you get these big blocks, these big buys, a lot of money pouring in, and these things will go up right to them numbers. It's kind of amazing. I know Luis Rodriguez looks at these options a lot like this as well, and like the influxes and everything like that. So that's what I would look at it for sure. I like that. And Laptop Travel said options. Can you ask Sidekick to find the sweet spots for options for a specific ticker or a watch list of tickers? I don't know sweet spots, but I'm sure you could. Whatever sweet spot you want, Laptop Travel, you just tell it whatever you want, it'll do it. I'm sure.
Open interest up. Let's do it right now. Let's see.
Do it up.
For Tesla, I'm going, instead of sweet spot, I'm going to say key support and resistance level. Key support and resistance levels based on this data. Now you can actually do a lot of more advanced stuff. One thing you can do is fetch the options data and turn it into an indicator. It's something we were actually playing around with earlier today. So fetching the option data, fetching things like specific, let's say like RSI has like a reading of 90, or option data. If you try to quantify open interest on a scale of 0 to 100, and then have it as a line chart so you can visually see the line. But here it gave you a breakdown. And one thing I would say, Laptop Travel, is you need to be the director. You need to give it good instruction and just give it as much information as possible. Like the ticker, if you want to give it a time horizon. The keyword here was open interest, because that's what, if I go back to the data, that's what the data mentions here. It says, if I click on this, it says open interest calls. So I could have specified calls. I could have specified put. One thing I do want to mention before going back to Sidekick, when you open these, you can click on customize and adjust it, and choose the settings you want. If you want the heat map highlighting the strike price by expiration, if you want to assign the symbol and write the symbol here, you can do that here. Just play around with it. I haven't even had much time to play around with it because they launched it yesterday evening. But definitely check it out, especially if you're trading options and there's something you're interested in. But you can choose things like price change percent, gamma levels, implied volatility. Implied volatility is pretty cool. One thing I didn't mention as well, and I will go back to Sidekick to look at that prompt, but let me just show this as well. In our store, we did publish 2 indicators, and they are pretty cool. We have, this one is expected move from option. This is great headed into earnings. This gives you a range of the expected moves.
Oh wow, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, in both directions. So if you're getting us, you know how it is, Dougie. It gets crazy after.
Oh, dude, we watch earnings. They're crazy. They look good going in. The next thing, I never understand earnings, so I'm definitely going to be looking at this. This has got my interest peaked for sure.
Yeah, you can just click add to TrendSpider. It will give you a horizon in both directions, and you can track the moves. If it reaches the upper end of this or goes above it, ideally it's the time to sell. If it goes below, would be a buy opportunity. That's kind of how the logic of playing around with this expected move. The other one is a put call ratio. So it just gives you a ratio. What is the market bullish? Is the market bearish? High ratio, low ratio of puts to calls. Pretty straightforward, but gives you a visual sentiment. So we were actually discussing this, building another way of displaying this instead of this little ratio here as a circle, having it as like a line chart of visually tracking the put call ratio over time. And maybe you might spot some trends. If the put call ratio gets to a high number or a very low number, might be a key area to buy. And then you can also scan for that. So if you want to scan for the super low put call ratio, if that's your criteria, if you think that there's an edge to buying, when the put call ratio is a specific level, then you can do that. And now you can build it with Sidekick just by asking it to do it. Fetch the data for me, turn it into an indicator that looks like this, draw it as a line chart. And that's actually something we were playing around with today.
Nice. Yeah. No, you guys must have a field day at work. I mean, it's just nonstop playing with this thing because you guys always have something new to play with and then test and then back test and do this. And holy cow. And a lot of bright minds over there. Like I say, if anybody is interested in TrendSpider, you guys obviously have a St. Patrick's Day deal going right now since St. Patty's Day is tomorrow. So what is it? Save up to 40% and 1 month free on the Sidekick Basic right there. So I posted the affiliate link in there at the very beginning of the show, and I also posted it again throughout the show. So it's there if you want to check it out. You guys can see it. Click on it if you're interested. Any questions, feel free to reach out to me or Nader. Obviously, he'll walk you through anything. And you guys know their customer support's amazing. I've told you guys that before, so we don't have to go into that at all. And yeah, look at all this great stuff. I mean, a lot of cool stuff added. I took a whole page of notes, Nader. I'm not even kidding. Look at this thing. I literally have a whole page of notes right there. And then we just that's just scratching the iceberg. We didn't even touch anything. And yeah, we could probably do 5 hours with Nader. But what else do you have? If I don't want to leave you on here all night, Nader, but feel free to take your time and show us whatever you like. And also, guys, I know Nader's been very busy lately. You'll be excited to hear he's about to have his first child pretty soon. So that's why Nader's been so busy, and he's very excited. I've been very excited for him. And you guys know, anyone that's had a kid, you know how crazy it gets like that last month until your child gets there. It's like you're running around, and at any moment your kid can come out, and it can happen at any time. And you're like still putting nurseries together and cribs and all kinds of good stuff. So I knew that Nader was super busy, and I understood. So that's why I told him, anytime you have a minute, Nader, you let us know. And then we're going to have our buddy Mike that I did the earnings show with last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, works for TrendSpider as well. We'll have him come on and show us some other things as well in the future, probably in a week or so. Luis Rodriguez, everybody said congratulations, and it's definitely life-changing. That's for sure, Nader. I can promise you that. And that's why, Nader, like I had said that you were coming on a few weeks ago. I kind of had said that we'll have Nader come on, and I knew we were talking back and forth. I knew he was super busy, so that's the reason, everybody. I thought I'd let you guys know. So yeah, Nader, life's going to change for the better for you. I can tell you that. It's going to be awesome. It is a lot of fun. So I'm excited for you for sure. I know I talked to you and we were talking about all that good stuff. But yeah, anything else that you want to show us? And then I don't want to keep you all night, Nader. I know you got a busy life and things to do and child to get ready for real soon. So yeah, anything you just want to touch on or anything else that we didn't touch on tonight? And like I said, and we can have Nader back. We can have Mike back. We're already talking before the show. We're gonna do some cool stuff together, and constantly give you some updates about trends. But like I said, there's probably a new update every week. This options thing just came out yesterday. I mean, it's crazy, guy. Like I said, Dan's constantly got stuff coming out. I follow him and talk to him every once in a while. And he's a bright dude for sure. You could just tell when you talk to him. He's a really smart guy, but he's up on it. I mean, he's got TrendSpider rolling like a well-oiled machine. Let's put it that way. So I definitely love it for sure. What did you say? Sam said Nader needs to give you his next stock pick. Yeah, you're not kidding. What was that? What was it? I'm trying to think of it.
FFAI.
FFAI, that was it. Future Faraday. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that was a monster right there.
It's spiked up.
That was a beauty.
I've been busy. I'm out of the loop. I was bullish on Netflix before it spiked. I would say, let me see, off the top of my head.
What's Nader like?
I mean, I felt like Bitcoin would go up at 60K. Took a long time.
Yeah, and now it's moving right along. You know what it was? So many people were rotating their money in the gold and silver there, and I mean, it was just kind of bizarre. Even now, I mean, Bitcoin crypto looks great, of course, and it should run up, but you're like, where's the rotate? Like the rotations have been just very odd. Let's put it that way. And obviously, the oil rotation you expected with the war with Iran, but like how gold and silver went nuts. Bitcoin's at 76K. It was just at 74, I think, when I came on the show. So yeah, it's just getting crazy right there. If that's what Luis Rodriguez. Actually, before you go, let's just go through the messages. Yeah, 75.7. So it's probably just touching right there. And let me just go through the stream real quick, Nader, and see if anybody has any questions for you, because I know there was a bunch of stuff going on. People saying hello. I know Doge Mama 9 said thanks for being with us, Nader. And let me see. Laptop Travel said actually have used some of these scripts and then used on AI application to generate new code to change colors and all that good stuff. Let me see what else is going on. Oh yeah, Nader, coffee stocks. Coffee caught my attention the other day. Something's going on with coffee. We're watching it right now dip down. But yeah, I was trying to figure out like what coffee producers and stocks besides like Starbucks and stuff. So that's a good one, Luis Rodriguez. Thanks for that info. We'll check it. I see Nader's already going to town. So yeah, we want to figure that out for sure. And let me see. Is Sidekick limited to a specific number of accesses monthly or no?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Let's see. So let me do a couple things.
Sure.
You asked a couple questions, so let me.
I just fired them off.
You gave me like 3 questions at once. First question, you asked what ticker. I needed a second. I don't want to just say something to say something. I want to give your audience something good. 2 people recommended NBIS today. Mike is one of them. Mike has a really cool setup. Whenever you do get him on, and he's excited to come on, ask him to show you his setup, because we were kind of going over it today. He showed me the buy signal that fired off for NBIS, and also have another really great partner and friend who has been recommending this as well. He actually told me about it over the weekend. He uses Sidekick a lot to make portfolio decisions. Probably too much. He recommends it too much as financial advice, which I don't like to do, because it's not here. Like, we use it for additional information, but he uses it and asks very specific questions. How much should I buy? How much should I sell? Should I sell 10% of my portfolio? Feeds it all this information. Sidekick gave him a positive outlook for this. So him and Mike are both bullish on it. I trust their judgment. I've been busy and out of the loop. Any free time.
Understandable.
I'm doing baby stuff in my free time. But I trust their judgment, and I'd say this one is a hot one right now. And just by looking at the setup as well,
Yeah, it looked good
Um,
today. I know that.
yeah, Mike likes to buy rippers. He doesn't like to buy stocks that are showing weakness. He thinks this is showing strength. And actually, the go no go, which we talked about at the beginning, it's bullish right now. So as long as this doesn't turn orange and maintain blue momentum, I can see a rally to new all-time highs, above 140. Now I above 142.82. Now ideally it would have been nice to buy, around 86, but he likes to chase rippers, and this one's starting to rip. So now one thing that I'll show you as well, Doug, one tool I really like is this Fibonacci extension tool, and it's very easy to use. All you need is 3 points, and you can start from the bottom of a move to the top of first peak that forms, and then connect another bottom here.
Okay.
And this will give you key levels to monitor on the top, and these are pretty accurate levels that usually work out very well. And so you can line it up well. And so on the way up, these would be key levels I would monitor. And these would be the price targets in the parentheses: 147.71, 162, 187. Now I'll give you an example here with Palantir, because I think it played out perfectly with Palantir. Let's see, how far do we want to go back, Dougie? Palantir is just on a tear here. Let's say we go back to the beginning of this move right here, just to show you what would have happened if you had done that. And you go to first peak and first correction. Now look how beautifully these levels played out.
Wow, that's pretty
Okay.
wild.
Right here, even here, just a lot of respecting the levels. Now sometimes it will fall below and like fake out, like this fell a little below. You should mix it with other tools, but it works pretty great. Especially here, you get a bunch of rejections. Let me make this black here so you guys can see it. Okay, so right here. Now, even over here, I guess it's not the best, but what I would do over here is I would draw a new one, because you need to update
In a
this.
different breakout. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to update this, and the key here is just to find 3 good points. So I would start here at the bottom of the move, to the top, and then to the bottom. And then now if I delete this old one, you'll see this one works out pretty good, especially here. Right here, it flips this into support. So, you'll be surprised, Doug. Like, I've been very happy with this tool. And it's very easy to use. You just, draw 3 points.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so you can do this on the way up with Fibonacci extension, which is this one right over here. It looks like it has 3 different points here. And you can also do retracement. So retracement would have been nice, and it still is actually pretty nice for this dip here, because all you need to do is connect 2 points. So you can connect this point and this point here, and you can have key levels on here. And you'll see it respected it perfectly. Dropped right to the 618. We call the 618 the golden zone. So usually bottom form on the golden zone, and this is where it actually bottomed out. So far. So yeah, these are easy to use tools. I strongly recommend. I always encourage people to use these, especially because I value accuracy more than anything. So if it's not, I don't like to guess 50-50 win rate, so I try to stay away from those. If it's something that I feel like will really increase my odds, I'll use it.
Yeah.
And I think this is it. I feel like I got a little sidetracked. You asked a couple questions.
That's all right. I was just going through the feed, so I was just rattling them off at you. That's for
Yeah.
sure. And I don't even know what I asked you, to be honest with you, Nader. So it's all
No,
good. If you forgot, I forgot.
you,
So you're good.
you said coffee,
Oh
so
yeah, yeah. You had done that type. You type. See, I told her. I already forgot what I even said.
it's hilarious.
Let's see.
So spending too much time roasting me here. Um,
She's like, stop drinking coffee.
so I haven't been following the coffee. I haven't been following it, so I can't really speak on it. But
Yeah, I don't really know much about it. Like I said, I just saw it on the futures the other day. It grabbed my attention. I'm like, something's going on there with coffee. I don't know what it is. And I know coffee prices have been crazy lately anyway, but it just looks like it's going to be even crazier. Today it was bouncing right back up. It was pretty green. Let me see. Yeah, I'm telling you, this thing looks. You see this thing today? Holy cow, this thing was ripping. Coffee's going to get nuts. I'm telling you. I don't know why, but it is. It's gonna get. If you drink coffee, go load up on that shit because it's gonna get expensive. I can tell you that just by looking at the chart. I don't know what the heck's going on, but it's about to get really expensive.
that's funny. I'm actually low on coffee, so I
You
will.
better go load up on it.
I need to order some after this call.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't even drink it, but I know it caught my attention, and I'm like, yo, let's not pass up the opportunity here because whenever I see these things, I say it and then I don't even act on it like an idiot. But I'm like, we gotta act on this thing. This thing's gonna do something here, so let's do something about it. So yeah, we'll
You
have to
start
find these coffees.
you start loading up on some
Coffee stock.
coffee
Yeah.
stock.
Yeah, I don't even know nothing about coffee. I'm just loading up on coffee stock over here.
That's funny. What do you drink if you're not drinking coffee?
Oh, I used to drink a lot of chocolate milk, but I cut that back a lot too. So I drink like a little tiny bit in the morning when I eat breakfast, and then I pretty much drink a lot of water and some lemonade. I cut out drinking soda and all that bad stuff too. So yeah, I don't really. I tried to start drinking coffee. I hated it. It was disgusting. But I love coffee ice cream. I don't understand this. And
That is weird.
coffee's like my favorite ice cream, and I hate the taste of coffee, regular coffee. If I drink coffee, it's got to be like half cream, half coffee, and a shit ton of sugar. And that's like a power drink to me. It's not worth drinking coffee. My wife will drink it black, like coffee, just straight, and loves it. I don't know. I just can't I can't even drink it like. I don't know. Like I said, it's got to be like half cream, half coffee, and a lot of sugar. And that's not worth me drinking coffee. So I'm like, I'll just drink a little bit of chocolate milk and be done with it. But yeah, that's my coffee experience, guys. I'm not a coffee person.
Yeah, I can respect that. I've had a time where I didn't drink any coffee and I drank yerba mate for energy. One thing that was interesting about that, yerba mate prevented me from having dreams. It was
Really?
weird. It was the weirdest thing ever. I stopped having dreams,
That's
and
crazy.
and the only reason I knew was I ran out of yerba mate and I had coffee and I had a dream that night.
Wow.
And I'm
That's
like,
strange.
there's no way that this thing had been the thing disrupting my dreams. Because I was like, why did I stop having dreams? And I feel like it's that. I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into it, but I just noticed that. But I'm using coffee now. I don't know. I don't mind the taste. I care more about energy. I don't want to crash. I want to have a productive day and all that good stuff. So
That's why I cut out all the other sugary drinks because I think I was like crashing towards the middle of the day just because I drank way too much sugar and all that stuff. So yeah, and coffee is good for caffeine, but I don't know. I just don't like the taste. But yeah, I'm fine. I keep cruising through the day now. So, but yeah, I don't know why. I just don't like the taste of it. I tried. So my wife was making it like every which way, all kinds of. She was like obsessed with getting me like to like coffee, and I just couldn't do it. I was like, I just don't like this stuff. I never did, and I don't think I'm ever going to be a coffee drinker. I'm sorry. So That's what it came down to. But anyway, there you go, a coffee in my life and Nader's life. So yeah, Nader, anything else that you have to add? Because that was a lot of fun. I had you on here for like an hour and 45 minutes, taking up your time. We went through so much, and again, we barely even touched on anything, guys, because there's so many things going on at
We're just,
TrendSpider.
we're
And we
just
just did
getting
an hour
started.
and 45 minutes, and you barely even learned anything, except for yeah, you learn some things, but yeah, there is just so much to have at your fingertips with the platform TrendSpider. So that's all I'm trying to say. And again, I post. You can see they have a St. Patty's Day sale going on. I posted my affiliate link. You can just go on TrendSpider, whatever you want to click on. Go ahead, sign up, hit up Nader, or whatever you want to do. But yeah, check it out. Why it's take advantage of that pot of gold right there. And it is you can see it's a pot of gold, especially now with the sidekick and all. I mean, it's absolutely incredible, guys. It does really help you out, and make sure you're studying and your research a lot less time, so you don't have to spend all day researching when you have AI and a sidekick that you can rely on too. Because again, it's just taking all the stock information and all the data that TrendSpider already has. So it's sorting through all that, and they have access to the best stock information that you can get. So it is a great platform, and you guys know I use it every single day. You guys watch what I do, so there you are. Thanks, Nader, for joining us. Great stuff. Anything you want to add before you head off? Please feel free. And like I said, I'm not even kicking you off. I just don't want to keep you on all night.
No, I appreciate it. I'm happy to be here. I love being here. I told you from the start, Doug, I missed you. It's been a while. I'm happy to come on again very soon. But really, all I want to say, you guys are gonna love Mike whenever you guys see Mike. He's a total, fanatic when it comes to these tools. Like on the weekend, he's playing around with these stuff for fun while you're out partying. So he'll show you a lot of really cool stuff. He'll give you like a nerdier version, deeper dive, showing all these cool setups, indicators, all the stuff like that. So I think you guys will love Mike. If you ever do want to sign up, all I ask is you click on Dougie's referral link, just so we know that Dougie brought you here. Dougie doesn't care about any referral stuff. I don't care about any referral stuff. We're just here to have a good time, show you guys these tools. If you find value in them, you want to use them, use them. As far as the plans go, a lot of different options. The sale is pretty good. It's our best sale of the quarter, 40% off. Premium tends to be the most purchased plan, so maybe premium, but you can also read these and see what comes with each plan and see if it makes a difference for you. Some key difference are the minutes for the back testing. If you don't back test, or if you don't back test smaller time frames, then it won't really make a difference. Also comes with training. Our staff is very skilled. We have a lot of great traders that will give you a lot of great guidance. You talk to different people will tell you different things, but they'll listen to you, they'll see what you're interested in, they'll give you some resources, help you get started with the platform. We do have some really cool stuff in the works. It's an entire educational journey. Sidekick prompts, short videos to learn about all the features. So whatever you're interested in, there will be resources at your fingertips. We do have resources now, like a university, a learning center, but we're making it even better. More like save you time, just get to the key information, especially with all the updates with Sidekick, with so many things. Like the platform is evolving. So instead of you spending a lot of time learning, which is, nobody wants to sign up for something and then spend a bunch of time trying to figure it out, right? So having the resources, this is the older version, gives you an idea of like how to create a AI strategy, how to use Sidekick, how to create alerts. But we're going to create it a much more immersive experience, a funner experience, kind of experimenting with different prompts and stuff. And you actually will get some. At the moment, it's not finalized yet, but we want to incentivize people to learn, and we'll give them incentives like upgraded versions of Sidekick, stuff like that. Now, one of the questions was, is Sidekick free? Do I have to pay for it? All this stuff. You can use a free version of Sidekick. All TrendSpider plans come with a free version. You can also upgrade if you want more messages. What we've been doing lately is giving out a free version of an upgraded Sidekick, just to let people play around with it, see if they like it. We always run different promotions. Sometimes it's a month free, sometimes it's a year free. We don't want you guys to feel like pricing is an issue. If you like it but you don't want to pay, just talk to our support team, let them know exactly how you feel, and they will find a solution for you. Okay, it's not really my role, it's not what I do, but it's kind of like a little TrendSpider hack, if you will. We don't want you to be stressed over the price. We'll apply whatever deals we can apply. So just reach out to support. Say, I love Sidekick. I think it's really cool. I played around with it for a month, but I don't want to pay $49 a month. Can you offer me a discount? And I'll let them take care of that. It's not really my thing, but just so you guys know, if you're interested in checking it out, just talk to the team. We usually have 14-day trials running as well. It's not something that appears on my screen right now because I already have an account. But if you're viewing this page as a new user, it will give you an option to sign up for 14-day trial. So you don't have to commit to a long-term plan. You can check it out for 14 days. And sometimes we have sales running on those 14 days as well. It is a paid 14-day trial, not a free trial. But it's usually under $10, like $7 any plan, $9 any plan, 14 days access. We will have sales running. We'll have the next one around April 1st. I don't know all the deals until they're finalized. This one's already running. The current sale is 40% off, which is pretty good, especially for the ones that are like, let me actually log out here so I can
tell you the exact price, what they really are.
Yeah, because I have so much to remember with all these features. I forget the pricing and all that. So these are pretty good if you're interested in monthly, quarterly, or even annual. These are pretty good discounts. So
yeah,
if you're interested in checking it out for a month, if you're not sure about the monthly, usually standard and premium are pretty popular. Standard would be a low cost option. Just view this, see what makes sense for you. But talk to our support team. Whatever you need, they'll take care of you. They're very helpful, and they'll find a solution for you, which I think is really important. Now, as far as Sidekick, you can use Sidekick for free. If you decide to sign up, you do have a limited window. You would have to sign up by tomorrow at midnight Central Time. So if you want to, you'll get 1 month of an upgraded version of Sidekick. Let you play around with it. Upgraded version of Sidekick has 100 messages per month. Free version has 25 messages per month. It really depends on you how much you use it. I'm not burning through hundreds of messages per month. I'm probably under 100 myself, maybe even under 25, honestly. Just depends on what you're doing, how much you're doing. I like to use it for research. Something interesting is happening. Why is Netflix dropping 14 weeks? What is going on? I ask a couple questions about that. Sometimes I like to ask for a market brief, which I think is really cool. Let me log back in. I actually asked for a brief after the geopolitical tension. So Let me go back here. So we had basically once the war started to escalate, I kept asking about all the different tickers: Bitcoin, Ethereum, gold, silver, oil, SPY. Tell me what's happening, and pretty much gives me a breakdown. So helped me stay in the loop instead of monitoring all the news. Staying glued to Twitter for hours. I can just get my update here and then focus on work and other things. But we'll give you a great idea, a great market brief essentially.
Absolutely. No, that's great. And it works great with earnings too. I know that because I've been using it for the earnings and asking it questions. Mike gave me like a whole prompt for earnings. It was amazing. So I I use it for that. So yeah, it is great. I love it.
That's what I mean. Mike always he gets down to it. Like he figures out exactly how to use it. He's awesome. So I think you guys will love him. I think he'll show you a lot of really cool stuff. I'm kind of just giving you the basics, the overview. Mike will get deep into it, like scan for this exact setup. Look at this. Like I'm doubling my win rate is twice as high as the S&P, and I have a stop loss at 3% at all times. Like he nails it down to very specific stuff. So you guys will definitely be in for a treat with Mike, and you guys will see me soon. I know I'm having a baby, and I appreciate all the the kind words and support and everything. But I'll be around. Doug, do you have more questions in the chat?
No, I kind of was scrolling through, and I don't think there's anything really specific. And I know if there's a couple from Laptop Travel, we can hit you up and ask you anything else. So there you go. I think we'll end it with that for you. Of course, you know what we got to do. We got to play your jingle again here, Nader. I mean, this
got Dougie's fresh picks coming live tonight with Nader shining ever so bright. He's got the new AI from TrendSpider to see for your technical analysis. Set your investments free. So don't you dare be late. We're going live on YouTube at 8 o'clock for the hottest tips and the greatest news. It's Dougie's fresh picks. You just can't lose.
There you go, everybody. So thank you, Nader. And that was so
great.
I'm telling you, this TrendSpider just blows my mind all the time. It's so great. And now we greatly appreciate it. And of course, best of luck. I'll be talking to you, but best of luck with the new with the baby and everything else. And we'll be thinking about you, that's for sure. So we hope everything goes well. And obviously you're going to be busy for the next month. And it gets even busier, Nader. It gets like real crazy. You think you're busy now, you have a child. That is really busy. And then you get to stay up like half the night for like the first couple months. It's all, you know what? But I'll tell you one thing. Just enjoy every part of it because it all goes by so fast. Like my little guy's 5.5. He's going to be 6 in the summer, and he's already in kindergarten. It feels like yesterday, like he didn't even fit in my hand. And literally when he was born, and you guys know how I am, I'm like, I break everything. I was like afraid to hold him because I'm like, I'm gonna like crush him. Like I break everything when I touch it. So I don't want to break a child. This was crazy. He literally fit in my hand, and now he's like getting so big. So yeah, it just goes by so fast. So you really got to enjoy every single moment, even though some of the moments aren't the best, like when they wake up in the middle of the night and like if they're crying and stuff, you almost got to sit there and go, you know what, this isn't going to last forever, so I might as well kind of enjoy it because I think you're gonna miss certain parts of it, even though if they annoyed you at that moment, you look back and go, you know what, I should have enjoyed it a little bit more. So if I had anything to say about parenting and raising a little one, I'd say just try to enjoy every single little part of it as it goes by, because like I said, it goes by so fast, and you look back and go, wow, that was so crazy how quick that was. So even the parts where I wake up in the middle of the night, that goes by so quick. You don't realize it when you're in the midst of it, and you're like woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you're feeding a child and all that good stuff, and you're like, damn, I just wanted to sleep. But it goes by pretty, like you do it for a couple months, you get by it, and then you actually go, I kind of miss that. I don't know why. It's kind of weird, but then the next phase happens, and then the next phase, and the next phase. So I say just enjoy each phase as they go by. That's my best advice for you, Nader, as a new dad soon. So exciting times for sure, Nader. It's definitely exciting. I know that.
Thank you, Doug. I appreciate it. Before I head out, I wanted to tell you I came on your show before I even did a video for my own community. So that's how much I love you. I prioritize the video for you first before even putting out my own video. And I'm happy to come on anytime. I genuinely love doing this. I love catching up with you. I like seeing, the enthusiasm, talking market. We can do a stream, just talk market, talk, run through the tickers like you normally do. So whenever you want me on to do that, I'm happy to come on.
Awesome. Now we appreciate it. We know you're going to be busy for the next little time, so we'll take advantage with Mike, and we'll pick Mike's brain for a little while, and then we'll definitely have you back, and maybe we'll have you both on at the same time. But we know that Nader's going to be pretty busy, and we do appreciate you spending over 2 hours with us tonight and showing us all this cool stuff. So thank you so much, Nader. Greatly appreciate it. Always a pleasure to have you on. You know that. I'm telling you, you're probably one of the favorite guests. So if everybody always asks, like, when's Nader coming back on? And I told you, people were asking, and we had been talking, but I knew you were super busy, so I wasn't trying to pressure you. And you said you had time this week, and I said, let's do it. And so, yeah, you enjoy, like I said, you enjoy getting ready for the little one. It is exciting times, and it happens so fast. So you will be super busy, and we do appreciate all of your time, Nader. And anybody has questions, feel free to reach out to me or Nader about TrendSpider, and we'll steer you in the right direction, that's for sure. So thanks again, Nader. Thank you so much. And yeah, and like I said, we'll link up with Mike. I'll keep in touch with you. You know that I always talk to you. And yeah, I can't thank you enough for coming on and showing us all them cool things. And Sidekick, I'm telling you, just tell everybody in TrendSpider how amazing it is, because it really is an incredible thing that they built over there, and they just keep making it better and better. I have to see where I even have I don't know what I have up on my screen. Coffee. Okay. Sometimes when I have to go and figure out what screen it is, I have like 97 things open. I'm like, what screen is even on? I have no idea what I'm looking for right now, but here it is. And then let me do that in case Luis Rodriguez has any more jingles for us tonight. But there you go. Thanks so much, Nader. Greatly appreciate it. You enjoy your night. Doge Mama 9, Luis Rodriguez, Laptop Travel. Everybody's saying have a good night, Nader, and thanks a lot. So we appreciate you for sure. And you go enjoy your night, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Have a good night, guys. Thank you all for tuning in to the best show every night. So have a good time, Doug, and I'll see you soon.
Take awesome. Care. Thanks, Nader. Have a good night. We'll see you soon.
Take care.
How great was that, guys? I mean, that was all here. We got to do this again. Let's play it. He just left, but we got to play it. Nader's song's great. Is this not great?
Dougie's fresh coming live tonight. Nader shining ever so bright. He's got the new AI from TrendSpider for your technical analysis. Set your investments free. Don't you dare be late. We're going live on YouTube at 8 for the hottest tips and the greatest news. It's Dougie's fresh. You just can't lose.
There you go. All right, let's cruise through real quick. We'll just go through like the Mag 7, the big guys. We'll be on in the morning, obviously, like always, and we'll check out the market at that point. We just did 2 hours, but I will go through some quick stuff. We'll see what's happening, how the market looked, and all that good nonsense real quick. And if you have anything crazy that you want to look at, let me know. But that was a pretty fun 2-hour show with Nader, I must say. I'm telling you guys, I have a whole entire sheet full of that. I was like running out of room on the front page. I was about to turn it over. Look at this. I literally made a whole entire sheet of notes right there. How great is that? So let's just cruise real quick and see what we have, and then we'll hop on pre-market and see what's going on in the morning. But the market is green right there, and it did close pretty well. I'm not going to lie. We'll go through our indices real quick. Here's your SPY right here. It did close up. It doesn't look so bad, but it doesn't look great either. But I'll tell you what, it looked a lot better than I thought it was going to. But if you look at it today, it had that spike up. We caught these bounce down, and then it's just kind of bounced around for a while. We played the cues, but they did the exact same thing. And they did. They ran up. We had to short it right here down to here. It was beautiful. And then it ran up a little, pulled back, ran up, and spiked around a little bit. So that's basically what they were all doing today. And in your IWM, I forget how it finished up, to be honest with you. I have to look at the IWM real quick to remember. And let's see, that one was up a little bit right there. The IWM wasn't perfect all day. I know that it did spike up, came down a little more. I think your IWM looks like it could fall down, but they all have these support lines right there, and it's a very interesting look. I'm not gonna lie. So let's just cruise right through. Apple started to get some momentum there today and started to look pretty good, but again, I'm not convinced that these are actually really getting ready to rock and roll. It could just be a quick bounce up today, to be honest with you. Amazon, that was trying to run up. Now, Amazon does look pretty good to roll off right there. That does look a lot better. Google was looking okay today. And again, it's rolling up. It is looking a lot better, I must say. Google is looking a lot better with that roll up. We'll have to see what it looks like in the morning right there. And Meta right there was jumping back up after that big dip, but does not look perfect down there. And then your Microsoft was running up as well a little bit, and that does look pretty good again. So I don't know. Half of them look pretty good, half of them don't. NVIDIA was jumping around. Don't they have like some NVIDIA thing going on right now? I don't even know what's going on, but isn't there some like NVIDIA meeting for like a week or something, or a conference? I don't even know. But there you go. That's NVIDIA up right now. And then your Tesla was up today, and that's not looking so bad, actually. And trying to roll up there. We'll see if it can roll off your MACD. It looks like it's trying to, but again, we have to look at that tomorrow as well and get a better idea. AMC was down right there, pulling back, and then your GameStop right here was pulling back as well. And it looks like it's going to continue to pull back. How about Chewy right here? That was dipping down. And then your Unity right here wasn't looking so bad. That thing looks like it's going to crawl up. If anything, look at Unity tomorrow. That's not looking so bad right there. And then your Netflix right here is pulling back. And we don't even, that almost looks like it wants to go both ways. I don't know. I couldn't trust it right there. Paramount right here was down as well. And then your Warner, look at that thing all the way down there. And then Warner Brothers bouncing back up a little bit right there. So Warner Brothers not looking so bad. Let's look at our semiconductors real quick in AVGO. It was up a little. Oh, yeah, AVGO wasn't looking so bad. MU was ripping up, and so was SanDisk today. They were both popping up. Maybe we mentioned these the other day in the Discord. They were at 420. We said it was going to 440. Look at that. It's at 447 in the after hours right there for MU. TSM was looking pretty decent too to try to get set back up. Watch for that one to try to crawl back up right there. SMCI, that was looking a lot better today and looks like it's trying to crawl up as well. And then your AMD was up as well today and not looking so bad. We'll see if that one wants to roll off that MACD. So some of these semiconductors looking pretty decent at the moment. QCOM was down, and then that snow right here was coming down as well. So we'll see how much snow wants to come down right there. And then your PayPal, that was up a little bit. PayPal is looking a lot better as well. I think we said that this morning. And Intel was looking pretty good today. It bounced up. It did pull back there. And then look, I think it still looks kind of good. It has a weird look, though. And then, of course, Dell has been cruising. Look at that thing, guys. Were we not all over Dell and calling that thing? Why weren't we playing that? I don't know. IBM looking a lot better as well. So you can keep an eye on IBM right there. And here's your Palantir, Michael Anthony. It is going back up, and it doesn't look too bad right there. Sophie right here didn't look so bad. It was dipping down. It probably will dip a little bit more right there, but it doesn't look so bad for Sophie. And then your SanDisk right here, like I said, was ripping there today, as you can see. And then Adobe, what was that up to today? I don't even remember. Up to 54. That thing could get set up again. We'll have to take a look at Adobe and see what it's up to tomorrow, but it's not looking so bad right there. Here's Oracle up a little bit as well, and that thing doesn't look perfect. MicroStrategy looking really good, we must say, with crypto ripping along, so expect that to keep going. I know, was it deleted? Somebody asked about Robinhood. I forget who it was. I saw it pop up there earlier. Consistency Spike, that's who it was. How are you this evening? And Robinhood right here, definitely looking pretty decent, that's for sure. and it could get rolling right there. Coinbase is looking good. We mentioned that yesterday, and look at that thing rocking and rolling. And in your CONO, I mentioned this, and this was cruising and looking great too. So you can keep an eye on them bad boys. And then Bull looks a little bit better, but it's not really ready to get crazy just yet. The space has been setting up right here, and that does look like it's trying to set up. And then your Boeing right here had been taking a big dip, but it's hopping back up. So let's see if that's the rebound right there for Boeing. And DJT was just kind of hanging out right there, not doing a whole lot, but I can't tell if it's getting set up or trying to dip. Has an interesting look. We'll look at it tomorrow. That's not what I was looking at. Nike right here. I still can't type in Nike. Let me try it one more time. There we go. Nike. Look at Michael Anthony hopping on at 10:09. How are you, Michael Anthony? Did you hear the TrendSpider interview? We just had Nader on for 2 hours. So we're just going to go through these bad boys real quick and hop off because I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of tired. And Nike right here does look like it's trying to set up. And Lulu right here was looking pretty good. Look at that bad boy. And I'll tell you about Taco Bell story too at the end. So let me cruise right through these guys. I can update you on that real fast as well. And here is your McDonald's right here. And that is just kind of hanging out, not doing a whole lot. Disney, that's been hanging on by a thread. Luis Rodriguez, is it going to hang on anymore? I'm not sure. Who is Nader? Nader is the TrendSpider affiliate manager, and he always comes. He doesn't always. He comes on. He's been our guest a couple times and shows us all cool things about TrendSpider because TrendSpider is awesome. And let's see what Oxy's up to real quick. And that is pulling back. Remember, we were looking at it, and that seemed like the most highly anticipated option one, that's for sure. And how about this monster right here? And this thing will be a monster when it gets set back up. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on that right there. Let's look at our futures real quick, see what's going on. Futures are they are red a little bit, 0.23% down on the Dow, S&P down 0.25, NASDAQ's down 0.28, your Russell's down 0.53, and your Nikki's way down. Look at your VIX up right there. Looks like it's trying to bounce back up a little bit. Your UVXY, let's see what that's up to. And that was pulling back, but it could have a nice little bounce play right there. And there you are with that. And let me just take a quick look at some of these smaller ones, and we'll wrap it up with these. OMDS, I'm telling you, this thing looks really good right there. Galaxy was looking good. It does like to run with Bitcoin, so there you go. And it could continue. It has a weird look. ASTS, not that ASST, yeah, but that was up today too. I did see that. ASTS was looking pretty good there. I mentioned OMDS and ASTS in the Discord this morning. Here's UMAC. I typed that in wrong too. And there's UMAC right there. It's finally pulling back. That was a good Sam. You nailed that put. Was it UMAC? Yeah, it was UMAC. You nailed that one. That was a great call. Redwire hasn't been looking so bad. It was down a little bit. It was just bouncing around, but not looking so bad right there. How about Nuclear right here? It could get set up. Doesn't Oklo have earnings coming up? I kind of remember them being St. Patty's Day earnings right here for Oklo. And there you are, St. Patty's Day earnings. That's getting to be in an interesting spot right there for Oklo, I must say, especially for earnings. We'll have to look at that. Maybe we'll look at the TrendSpider tool that they give you for the earnings and see what it says. EOSE looked like it was dipping down a little bit more right there. Iron right here, that was running up again. Look at that bad boy. That was looking good, and there you go. I guess that's why it was looking good. Critical metals, these guys were up a little bit as well. I know, I don't even know what the hell I just typed in, guys. USAR is what I was trying to get to. That was up a little bit, not too much. UAMY was up a little bit right there as well, up blasting off a little bit more. And then your 4Us was up a little bit today. So there you go with them guys. Let's see what Burn is up to real quick. That's been pulling back a little bit. It's not ready just yet, but it's in the basement right there. And let me see what our Gush and Boyle are up to real quick. And then we'll probably end up calling it a night right around here. There's Boyle and Gush. Both of them kind of pulling back. Let's see MOH right here. That was pulling back. It was trying to set up there. And UNH was running up. So there you go. With them guys, Sinez Tech right here has been pulling back, and IMRX has been pulling back as well at the same time. What's that Lucid doing today? I didn't even look, and there you go. That's down a little bit right there. And here's Rivian. That one was ripping back up a little bit. Nothing too crazy. You know, it was looking pretty decent. Rocket was looking good, Zach. and we'll see if it definitely looks good tomorrow. Home Depot is looking pretty good today too. We'll keep an eye on that, and Lowe's, and see if they actually really want to pop back up. I'm not so sure. So we'll be keeping an eye on all of them right there. And there you go, everybody. I'd say that's a pretty fun market review. Actually, it was a more fun TrendSpider review and a quick little market review right there. There's Plug not looking too bad, and crypto right here, obviously looking good. Look at Bitcoin at 75K, and then your Ethereum at 23, Ripple at 156, and Solana at 95. The little colors are hurting my eyes. And let's look at the news real quick. Asians day one data centers is said to near confidential filing for U.S. IPO. I don't even know what they're talking about. Stocks rise as oil prices fall, and flurry of central bank meetings on tap, and S&P 500 futures are little changed after major averages rebound on easing oil prices, and the U.S. stocks have been resilient as Iran conflict threatens global economic disruption. I can't talk or read now. Why we may have industry analysts to thank, and U.S. stock futures slip after stocks bounce amid 3 weeks losing streak right there. So there you go, Michael Anthony and Laptop Travel, Lois Rodriguez, and everybody else hanging out. I saw who else? MS in Florida, Aklo. There you go. ER tomorrow, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. Sam, good. Thanks for hanging out there. We'll see you in the morning as well. Consistency spikes. Thanks for tuning in. We definitely looked at that Robinhood. It's not looking bad right there either. And everybody else that tuned in, Zach and all you guys, greatly appreciate it. Ross, Progressive, G, Joseph, Levy, everybody else, Doge Mama 9, and the rest of the crew. I greatly appreciate you guys hanging out. Be sure to like the show, and be sure to follow Nader, and follow along here and all that good stuff. So there you go, everybody. We'll be on for 7 a.m. pre-market. We don't take 12 hours in between shows like all the other people on podcasts, or even 24 hours. We do shows like 8 p.m. to 10:15, then we come back on at 7 a.m. Like it's no big deal, and we just rock and roll right through and pick out what's going to be popping. So there you go, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I had a good time with Nader. It was great to see him and learn about all the new stuff that TrendSpider has to offer right here. Oh, wait, I got to tell you two things. This thing was the chart. I told you, the scanner that I made today, just because I typed it in here. Here's the sidekick. Remember, I told you real quick. Small cap, MACD. Look, find small caps. I even spelled it wrong with MACD cross and RSI under 40. This is what it pulled up, guys. All this good stuff right here. I literally pulled up a whole scanner, made a scanner with it. And then, yeah, look at these things. Some of these are looking pretty good right here. So we might have to look at them and see what's going on tomorrow, how they play out. There's Applied Digital Corp right there, EOSE. So we'll have to see. Some of these look like they might bounce down a little bit. I'll take a look and see how that scanner plays out tomorrow. But I have a feeling I'll be making a few more scanners right here, since it's so simple with the good old AI right there, and the what's it called, Sidekick. That's what it's called. So yeah, that thing's amazing. And to give you a quick update on the Taco Bell story, if you guys were tuned in last night, my daughter had an issue at Taco Bell last night with a bunch of kids, teenagers, and all that good stuff. So when I hopped off last night, I told you guys this morning, I think when I got off, I called the store to see what the heck was going on over there, because I didn't know if it was going to be open. So I called and asked to talk to the manager, and some lady answered and said that she was the manager. So I asked what was going on and how nobody, she said she started her shift at 7 p.m. Well, I was like, oh, well, perfect. Well, you must have clocked in right where it was all happening, right at the dining room, I'm sure. So you're the manager. I'm sure you looked and seen that the dining room was nice and safe. Did you not? And I guess not, huh? So then when I asked her for her name, she decided to hang up on me. So that was nice. And then I called corporate this morning, and I ripped into them. And I was like, yo, I expect an executive. Like, I don't want to see, like, nobody hired lower than, like, the senior vice president or the VP or, like, the president of the company or the CEO. They better call me. I'm not going to lie. And so, yeah, you better have somebody in importance. Give me a call. I got to find out how the hell you have a restaurant like this. That's you know, you have employees. You're hiring these employees, and nobody has a clue that for 20 minutes this went on. and they're gonna pull. They said they'll pull the video, and then we also stopped by. I know a couple of the cops in that town that work on the police force in that town, so stopped in this afternoon and kind of let them know what was going on. It was no surprise to them, but they were happy that I actually told them so that they could take a note of it and have a record of it. And I told them I filed a complaint with the actual corporate too, and I'd hear back from them and let them know what they said. So they were happy about all that. And they said, yeah, they literally they park across the street every single night because there's always chaotic stuff going on. And they said they could literally all make a career out of like arresting people coming there. And it's so crazy. I'm telling you, it's a wild scene. And so yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe I won't use that Taco Bell. There's another one the other direction, and I guess I have to go to that one for now on. I don't know. This one's a little too crazy. But anyway, that's what happened with Taco Bell. So yeah, I had tweeted that out and mentioned them yesterday and talked about all that. So holy cow, what a crazy world we live in. And yeah, people just have no idea what's going on. And when I was talking to the cops, they were just they weren't laughing about the situation. They were just laughing about me telling the story, I think, because I'm just like, how do you have 4 grown male adults working at a Taco Bell and they hear like 6 teenage kids yelling at some girl, calling her like an effing whore and all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, they weren't saying it like under their breath. And actually, I forgot. I don't even know if I told you this part. I forgot. My daughter said to the cop, they were smoking cannabis vapes inside the store. So right there alone, they should have been kicked out. But of course, no management seen anything. Nobody saw anything. It's amazing. But anyway, so yeah, I have a feeling that store, that location's about to get changed and shook up. I have a feeling. I ripped into them today. I mean, I feel bad for that lady that had to take the call. She answered the phone and I didn't yell at her, but I just was like asking her questions like, so you explain to me how this happened. I want to know your opinion. How do you think this went down? And you guys know how I am. I'm not exactly easy to deal with when it comes with stuff like that. I'll kind of hound you a little bit. I can be definitely an asshole. I'm not going to lie. And that's the way I should be. And so, yeah, I guess that's why we do a fun show sometimes. But yeah, so I hounded them and I expect to hear back from Taco Bell in the next few days. And like I told her, I said, don't even waste your time having some like a regular manager or somebody call you. You better have somebody high up because I need some real answers. I'm going to be interviewing this person. Believe me, I may record it and I might tell like, yeah, we're recording this video or this call right now. I'm letting you know I'm recording this call for quality assurance and my own personal video use because I'm telling you right now, I'll put this right on the internet I'll play for all of you guys. You know that. So I'll let them know. I'll be like, yo, I'm going to just conduct this like I'm conducting an interview for Joe Exotic. Let me record this call. And we're going to have a blast. Let me tell you that. And this CEO, whoever calls me back, their head's going to explode. And I can't wait for all of you guys. I am going to record that call. As a matter of fact, I didn't even think about it before. I will record that call. It's going to be a great call when they call me. So yeah, I have a lot of questions for Taco Bell's executives. That's for sure. Having a location. And guys, like I said, this isn't something that just started happening over the last month. I even said to the police, I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, they're selling drugs out of this place. Every time I come here at night, something shady's going on. And that's my gut feeling. And like I said, I walked around the most dangerous city in America for 20 years plus. I'm street smart. I understand drug areas and like every single time I go there, my gut says they're doing something shady in this place. And it's been going on for like over a year, and the cops all agreed with me. They're like, "You're absolutely right." And I'm not. They could be investigated. I don't know. Like I said, they're always parked right across the street every time I go there. And again, I get done the show, and it's like sometimes I'm hungry. My daughter loves Taco Bell, like it's her favorite thing. So I'll get done and I'll shoot her a text message and be like, "Hey, you want Taco Bell?" And like she'll be like so happy. And she'll be like, yeah, get this. And then I'll go over, I'll order it on the app, right? And be like, I'll pick it up in the to-go window, like have that shit ready. I'll get there. I'm not even kidding, guys. It takes over 10 minutes every single time I go there. And then like half the cars pull up and like, it's really weird. And this is why it like kind of tells me that something odd's going on. Every once in a while, like some of the cars they'll have pull up and go around and park, and they'll be parked. And then they come out with like not a bunch of big bags, like like a bunch of little bags. It's like you couldn't hand that shit to that person through the window in a timely manner. They had to go drive around and wait in a parking spot. It's really bizarre what goes on. I'm not going to lie. And they don't make everybody pull around, because I've sat there and waited 10 minutes for them to get my food. So I have no idea. So that's why I'm like immediately like, something's going on here. It's just a little bit odd. And yeah, and I think the cops know that something odd's going on there, as well. As I was saying that, they were like, yeah, I think you're on to something, what's happening. And again, I don't even go there every night. I go there like once in a blue moon, and I could tell you all this crazy stuff. I told you about the homeless guy that worked there. They were telling me, they're like, the guy, and it's a shame. You could tell this poor homeless guy, he's clearly got mental issues. I mean, but he shouldn't be in a public place. He literally goes in there and he like yells at every single person. The cops were cracking up. They were laughing about what the story I was telling. They've all the two cops that came, another cop came in. They all have. They said they can literally make a career out of just arresting that guy and dealing with him on a daily basis. They said they get multiple calls every single day about this one individual. And again, he's a homeless guy with like serious mental issues. I'm telling you, he sits in Taco Bell, right? I'll go. So before, and now they like close it down, and I don't know if it's because of him or crazy stuff went on. I have no idea. But before, you could get like your grab and go to order. Now you have to go through the drive-through. It won't let you like order the grab and go to go in. But the one night I'm in there, and I told you guys a story last night, and the homeless guy sitting over to my left at like one of the booths, and he's just like, every person that walks by him to leave, he's yelling at him, "Mother effer, I'll kill you." He's just screaming at everybody. He tells you that he's going to rape you and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's crazy, I'm telling you. So he's yelling. I'm standing there waiting for my food, and he's like sitting in the chair like a couple feet away from me, yelling at me. And he's like, "I'll effing kill you." And I'm like, is this guy talking to me? I don't know what the hell's going on. So anyway, he's just babbling around, and I'm like, does somebody else want to get this guy out of here? He's nuts. But anyway, I look over, I say to the dude next to me, he's standing there waiting for his food. He's jacked. This dude was huge. And I look at him and I go, "Yo, bro, if this homeless dude gets up, I promise you, I'm knocking him out." He literally just told us he was going to kill us. If he makes a move and gets up, he's going right back down on the floor. I promise you. And the dude looks at me, goes, "I'm right with you, bro." And I was like, all right, cool. Because I didn't care if you were with me or not. I was just giving you a heads up what was about to happen. And he was like just laughing. And this homeless guy is just yelling at everybody. Like, it was crazy. I'm like, this goes on every single day there. Do you think the employees should call the cops? I mean, the guy shouldn't be there. That's what I was explaining to corporate. I'm like, you got a guy in there who's yelling. He yells at the last time. So my daughter, actually, I forgot. Not the last time she was there, she had an incident before with the homeless guy. He was yelling at her and her friend, and then this guy and his two kids, and they were trying to leave, and the guy was yelling at them that he was going to effing kill him, and that he was yelling at the guy, like the adult, and he was yelling. He had two young kids. He was yelling at the guy that he was going to rape his kids. I swear to God. And that's what the cops even said. He says the same thing to them. He'll rape them. They were laughing when I said it. I was like, yeah. And she called me, and I was like, yo, get the hell out of there and call the cops and get out of there. And so yeah, I told her there's a car dealership right next door. I'm like, go to that car dealership and let them know that I'll be there to pick you up, because they're actually normal there, and they'll keep you inside and keep you safe. But yeah, it's crazy. This isn't the first time. This has been going on for months and months and months. And like the cops said, you know what? Who's to blame? And I'll be serious. They were dead on. They hit it on the head too, and I had to agree with them. You know who's to blame in all this? It's our health insurance and all the medical professionals and everybody else in this country that has to do with healthcare. It's such a disaster, guys. Like, people with mental illness, they need help. But you know what happens? That guy, he's homeless. He doesn't have a medical card, so he doesn't have insurance. So guess what? He doesn't get to see anybody. He's the freaking guy that needs to see somebody. The people that can afford their insurance don't always need to see anybody. Half the time, they don't even use it. But this guy, he doesn't have shit, and he needs to see somebody. And clearly, nobody will see him because they can't get an insurance card to go bill. And that's the problem. So, like the cops are saying, they're like, we're not medical professionals. We don't know. He's got mental issues. All we're here to do is protect you, protect him, and protect ourselves. That's our job. We lock them up. We take them somewhere to get like a mental evaluation, and they just let them go back. And the very next day, we're doing the exact same thing. day after day after day after day. Nobody's helping this guy. And like they said, they basically put a band-aid on it because the guy doesn't have an insurance card. So nobody will help the poor guy. And like I said, it is a shame that this guy has mental illness and he's sitting there in Taco Bell screaming at people that he's going to murder, kill people, and rape their kids. It's crazy. You don't want to be like, I'm sure he doesn't even want to be like that. But guess what? He's crazy. He has mental illness and he can't even help it. And nobody's even going to help him because the guy doesn't have a fucking insurance card. It drives me nuts, guys. It's crazy. Like, this is what goes on in this country every single day. And we have the same exact issue all the time. Look at all the money that's spent in healthcare and everywhere else in the country. But yet they can't help a goddamn person that actually needs help. And I'm telling you guys, I kind of went through it with my brain injury until I finally got the right doctors. I told you the story. I had to go to some freaking quack that was pain management. I didn't know. I had no idea. I had a brain injury. I don't know that I'm seeing a guy that's trying to get me hooked on every kind of pain medicine because it's a pain management place. I'm not that bright in that area right there. And yeah, he's trying to take advantage of me and get me hooked on. But luckily, I'm so anti-pharmaceutical company and I hate all them pills. When they said it to me, I got pissed off. And I was like, what are you talking about? I have a brain injury. I don't know what any of that's going to do for me. I'll be a zombie. And then after I told him that I was anti-pharmaceutical company, I'm pro-cannabis, and don't ever say that to me again, the doctor refused to see me again. He never saw me the next 3 visits. They had an emergency. I was like, I'm the emergency. No one's ever gotten hit in the head this hard. Who's the emergency? And like I explained to the new neurologist, if I had taken all them pills, Valium, Xanax, and Percocets, I wouldn't be doing this show right now. I'm pretty sure I'd be sleeping. But anyway, he'd still be seeing me and signing off on these scripts because he's a scumbag doctor. And that's what you have going on. So now you got a scumbag doctor like that, and then you see this total opposite side. You got this poor homeless guy with complete mental issues, and he can't get help. That's the system that we live in, guys. You got scumbag doctors and you got people that can't get help. And there's really no in between. It's that bizarre. I'm telling you, we live in a bizarre world. And I've witnessed it myself. I'm just explaining to you exactly what happens. And this is what goes on every single day, whether you're in New Jersey, you're in California, or anywhere in between, you see the same shit go on. And nobody cares. It's like nobody gives a shit, just like the cops were explaining to me. And they're like, nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about them. And again, like, their job is to keep people safe. How the hell can you keep just explain this to somebody? Like, okay, this cops arrested this guy like 50 plus times, like not even exaggerating, probably 100 plus times, right? And every single time they do it, they don't even want to arrest the guy, but they don't really have a choice because the guy's crazy. So now they got to send them to a psych ward to get a mental evaluation. Somehow this guy ends up getting out of the psych ward and ends up back at Taco Bell the very next day every single time because he doesn't have insurance where the psych ward can bill them and keep this guy for 30 days and have him checked out and give him the proper medication and get the guy on the right path. They refuse to do it. So every single day, the cops have to deal with this guy. Eventually, something's going to go wrong. The guy's going to get killed. Something's going to happen, right? I mean, it's a numbers game at this point. And this is what goes on all the time, guys. So yeah, when you see this kind of shit go down and you hear these stories in the news, you don't always know the exact whole story. And this is why I say I used to get escorted around the most dangerous city in the country for a long time by the cops. I respect the hell out of them because I'm telling you, their job is not easy and they're not always like trigger happy. I think some of the newer cops are a little more trigger happy. Back in the day, these guys would throw down. I mean, they would literally throw their hands and fight somebody. They weren't like grabbing for their guns all the time. They would they would have a fight with somebody if they got approached. And that's the way it used to be. And I've watched it happen like that. So yeah, it's but nowadays it's just so crazy. Everything's so crazy that I guess they have to be kind of trigger happy. I don't know. I just really don't know. But again, you see like this prime example of exactly what goes on in our country with this guy with mental illness can't get help. And then on the exact opposite end, you got doctors prescribing people pain meds that shouldn't be getting them. So they're getting people addicted on stuff. And then that leads into mental illness. And then nobody's helping these people. It's crazy, guys. It's literally crazy. So we'll end it on that rant right there. because that's our Taco Bell update and our mental illness update. But yeah, what a crazy world we live in. So, like I said to the cops, I said, well, maybe Taco Bell. And when I talk to the executives tomorrow or whenever they call me, this is my suggestion. You ready? I'm going to say, yo, Taco Bell, you got a lot of money and you can afford to have a franchise and a store, right? Why don't you guys look into like getting this homeless guy some mental help, and maybe he won't be sitting in your goddamn store every day cursing at people, threatening to kill people and rape them, because that's what he does every single day. It's crazy. You can't go there. And then at the same time, you had 6 kids that are 14 and 15-year-olds with masks on screaming at like 2 other teenagers and threatening them and harassing them the entire time. I mean, this is what went on in Taco Bell. Could you imagine? So yeah, maybe the employees do hide in the back. I don't know, but this shit shouldn't even be going on to begin with. Somebody needs to have some law and order in that place, I would say. And this is Taco Bell. I mean, we're not talking about anything fancy here or anything crazy. I mean, it's freaking Taco Bell, and this is going on. So holy cow, guys, what a crazy story that is, and just gives you an idea of what goes on in this world, because nobody really cares about many people or anything, to be honest with you. And like I said, I'm suggesting to Taco Bell they get this guy mental help, because I don't think anybody else is going to do it. And maybe that's the solution right there. Hey, Taco Bell, why don't you reach out of your pocket and help this guy? Maybe then he'll stop coming into the store and threatening people, and then maybe you'll have customers, because I can imagine one person walks in, they ain't coming back to that. Unless you're crazy like me and you just know you'll knock the guy out. Like, if you're a female, you're not going back to that store. If you went, like, my daughter's like shaking up. She's not going back to that store. I can tell you that right now. She's like, I don't want to go back to that Taco Bell shit. I was like, I don't blame you. I mean, it's a little bit crazy. So yeah, what a wild scene, guys. And like I said, I go there because I don't really care. I almost embrace it. I'm like, say something to me. It gives me a reason to knock someone out, I guess. I don't know. I'm nuts. Like you guys know, I'm a little bit crazy. Crazy people do crazy things. So you won't ever see me stop from anything, but I don't suggest other people act like that. So yeah, that's the homeless guy. That's what happened at Taco Bell with the other kids, the teenagers, and everybody else. So there you go, everybody. How about that, Michael Anthony? How's that crazy story for you? So you guys enjoy your night, and we will be back on at 7 a.m. Don't forget, the old TrendSpider right here does have a nice special going on, and I posted the links up there, so if you guys want to check it out, 40% off and all that good stuff, all that good information that Nader was going over today. And thanks again to Mr. Nader for hanging out. So good times there. Laptop Travel, Doge Mama 9, and Michael Anthony Lewis Rodriguez, who'd I just passed, at Meston, Florida. You'll be on in the morning. Sam, you'll be on in the morning. And everybody else, Consistency Spikes, and all of you guys. You guys enjoy your night. I'll see you at 7 a.m. Go get some rest after that show. That was a wild one. 2.5 hour plus right there, guys. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in a moment. And all information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence, because I didn't say that at all. So there you go, and you guys enjoy your night. Have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you guys at 7 a.m.